corner of America, and you have got the strength and the purpose to win the nation's wars, and that is what the Marine Corps is going to do, just like it's done for damn near 250 years.
All right. Hoorah. So that's a strong message from the Vice President of the United States. Meanwhile, across the country, a Democrat governor who desperately wants to be president, who you actually have to put him in the top tier of Democrats running for president in 2028. His name is Pritzker. He's the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker. He's rather rotund and very rich. So you heard what J.D. Vance said about, no judgment and merit, and, This is what J.B. Pritzker told. Which one's going to resonate with America in 2028? Or forget 28. How about today? Go ahead.
My mother was an activist for reproductive rights and LGBTQ rights. And she took me to pride parades back when, well, they weren't really parades, they were protests.
Oh, God.
So I have to laugh when I hear the right wing.
Alexa, stop. Jesus Christ. All right, pin message. All right. So I got a Q&A here. If people want to ask questions, you can go ahead and ask questions. And here we go. Yeah. Man, that looks good. That camera. My older camera actually focuses better than this 4K one. Look at that beautiful waterfall right there. Wow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed, I must say. Alexa, volume 8. Alexa, play 1010 Wins.
1010 WINS from Danny's Odyssey.
Coming up. 1010 Winds AccuWeather, sun and clouds. A shower is possible around in some spots this afternoon. Winds News Time 2:21. Let's take a look at the roads and such right now. Traffic and transit. And here's Greg Rice.
Here's the FDR Drive southbound near 116th Street. You got a couple of right lanes out because of roving repair crews through the area. You're slow out of the 130s. The downtown Bell West side is going to treat you better. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Throgs next to a no-go with all Queensbound lanes subject to closure, and Bronxbound a mess as well. The Whitestone, not perfect, but it's an improvement right next door. The RFK is the best of it once you get there. Across the Upper East River, getting there is the rub. Westbound side of the Bruckner Slam from 149th Street up onto the northbound Deegan because of construction. Getting up to Grand Concourse, the long-term work that is. Citybound George is fine. There's no easy way out of town. West side got worse from the 130s. That was the last domino to fall. Cross Bronx awful from Castle Hill Avenue. Southbound Deegan a mess from the West 230s, and the Harlem River Drive sloppy out of the 130s. Lincoln and Holland right now, no more than a few either way. Traffic is sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet. Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. Lease a brand new 2025 Equinox EV40 Wagon RS with all-wheel drive for just $297 a month for 36 months. Buying? Enjoy 1.9% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And the take in a home invasion in Queens, we're learning, is a 7-figure haul. The NYPD is turning to the public in their search for the bandits who barged in last week.
The NYPD has released several stills and video of the masked thieves captured by the Ring camera of the stately brick home on Mayfair Road, where a man answering the intercom said he didn't want to comment. David is a neighbor who walks his dog by the home.
No, 9 p.m. I'm walking with the dog. That's actually really scary. Yeah, this is a really
Alexa, stop. Let's put it right there. I'm trying to find a spot here where I could yeah, let me know why. Let me shut down this transceiver. Yeah, I'll shut it down for a while. Okay, close that. WSJTX. Close this. Let me maximize this. Let me put the chair over here, but I have a some space. Right there. Over here. I'm gonna sit over here. And hello, Theo. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Let me turn off this radio. I'm gonna lower the camera a little bit. I'll lower it a little bit more. I'll try to lower it right there. And let me I need this to be on over here. Let me minimize. Let's see what happens. Because I'm gonna turn around with this a little bit, see what happens. Of course, this is Si4732 mini with the BB antenna. This is the kit that I bought. Since I already have the whip, a lot of people I notice are buying it with the loop, which is pretty good. Of course, you saw my. I don't know if you see my latest video. I updated this to version. I have the Facebook group link pinned because you have to go to the Facebook group to get the latest firmware for this radio if you want the color themes. So let's turn it on. Of course, there is some interference in here. Oh, then again, I have it on this station. I don't know. Let me put on 1010. Yeah, it's quite a bit of interference. As you can see the theme on that one, that is this is the pager theme. Hello, Glenn Dansler from South Carolina. Better scroll up. Of course, you got theme. And then you can change the theme. There's the e-ink. There's the orange one. And the orange color. This is the night one. This is the phosphor. This is the default. And this is the blue sky. And that's the blue sky. Okay. How is the lighting in here? It's not the best lighting. Let me see if I can lower the. The camera does create some interference. My favorite one is this one, the pager. Now this is the one that I like, the pager. Kind of remind me of the pager. You see? This is the one I like. Of course, the other thing they added was when you go to band and you select the band. For example, this is medium wave AM mode, right? Look at the mode. Medium wave 3, which is really 160 meter, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, if you go to 80 meter, which is a ham band, look what happens. It automatically switches the mode. Okay? Which is a nice thing. So now you don't have to manually add the mode. And you can always change it. But at least it automatically adds the mode as you're switching bands. So again, we're going to go to band. Shortwave broadcast band 1, 2. You see AM mode. Now when you go to the 40 meter band, he's gonna change the mode to lower sideband. Okay? And then of course shortwave 3, shortwave 4, shortwave 5, 6, 20 meter band. Now it's gonna be upper sideband. You see right there? Upper sideband. Pretty cool. Shortwave 7, shortwave 8, 15 meter band now. And of course, you see upper sideband, shortwave 9. Then we got a CD band. Then we have the 10 meter band. You see, it automatically changes the mode. Okay, nice. All bands, of course. Yeah. VHF, of course, is FM. And then back to medium wave. Okay, and also the bandwidth. If you look at the bandwidth, it goes all the way down to 1 kilohertz now. And our single sideband, let me check. Let's go to let's see. Let me go to let me try I can try 40. All right. I don't know. Can we try 40? Probably too early for that. You know what? Let's try 20. Let's try 20. Well, I'm indoors and I have this loop antenna. I can increase the step, but I don't want to do that. I just want to let me go on to let me do bandwidth so I can show you. So the bandwidth on this one goes all the way down to half a kilohertz, okay? Single sideband, all the way down to half a kilohertz, which is nice. See that? Okay. That's very good for CW and anyway, I'll leave it at 4. So that's pretty good. Let me go back to medium wave. A lot of noise in here, so.
Around them. And several other car companies are getting rid of AM radio. AM radio is a part of the emergency alert system. Here's former Vice President Mike Pence about AM radio. Talk radio, WABC, and elsewhere around the country all took off, and it's become a meeting place for the American people. It's where we come that, these new electric vehicles include FM and AM as well as all the other new technology, I think is a real priority for the free flow of information in America. Write your representative today. Go to saveamradio.com. Sign the petition.
Those are the people that made that update.
Amradio.com.
Okay. So it has that. The latest and greatest update.
WABC, the crown jewel of talk radio, heard worldwide in 173 countries and all 50 states. WABC is committed to live and local
What do you
radio
have, a sleep?
24 hours a day, 7 days a
Sleep
week.
function?
See what 77 WABC can do for you and your
Go
business.
to,
Call
let me see.
929-552-7175
Yeah.
and
Oh, let me
advertise
put it on
with
60.
77 WABC.
So it does have a sleep function.
We are united. 77 WABC.
Okay, somebody's calling me. I'm just gonna let it
103
ring.
years of continuous service.
Oh my God. Really?
Since
Oh, well, let
1921.
it ring. I'm not gonna go over that now. Sorry.
Most important things that the American people care about is what's
And
going
then
on
I'm
in
gonna
America
try
first.
another. I'm gonna let it ring. Let me go to voicemail.
Continuing to serve as a leader in contemporary communications.
Thing.
77
What's that on?
WABC. America and New York is back. You're listening to the #1 Nielsen radio. The Greg Kelly Show. Thank you for listening. 77.
Now, it doesn't look so great on the camera, but when you, the camera, this particular webcam is not the best when it comes to close up.
You're listening to the Greg Kelly Show. All right, we are back. Global reaction to my interview with President Trump continues to hit.
Let's see if it focuses in there.
The world media, myself.
It looks a little better. The problem is this webcam is not, it is more orangey, but when you look at it on the live stream, it looks more like yellow.
About the whole matter with the damned signal chat. Oh boy, somebody's in trouble.
You
But
can see.
it's not that big a deal. I mean,
Okay, so that's orange.
nothing was significantly jeopardized or anything like that. I say
See, when it gets close
significantly
to the camera.
jeopardized, that doesn't sound right. Oh boy, you got to keep this up secret, right? All right, I'm joined now by Katie Zakaria.
This is
She
night.
from FixCalifornia.com. She also has major connections all throughout the world of politics and Trump world. Katie, welcome back. How are you?
I'm so great. I'm traversing the busy freeways of LA County right now.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. You're what are you going? 2 miles per hour? 5 miles per
Well,
hour?
I'm gonna have some like some magenta, some other color.
Increasing to about where are we at?
Again, this webcam, as you can see, the estimators up here now.
For the last 45 minutes.
I have an estimator up here. This is an analog dial. So basically, it's almost like that. It pretty much is the default, except you can change colors and add some other stuff to it. And of course, the menu doesn't time out anymore too quickly.
Driverless car in about 5
Let's try
years.
another
You know what a lot of
theme.
people think? There will be no more car accidents and there will be no more
Phosphor.
traffic
It's like a
jams.
green.
Isn't that amazing? I could actually see that.
Of course, again, this webcam does not do any justice when it comes to that.
And when I put it into the auto drive, I get terrified. I always take back
Let me see
control
if I
of it.
lower the
So
brightness.
I
Maybe
think we're
that'll
gonna have to
help.
see
Maybe
some
the brightness is too
improvement
high.
to the self-driving.
Hey, let me ask you this real quick about the fires there in California. It was the biggest thing in the world
Let me see the
not very
brightness.
long ago. Early January? You never hear about it anymore.
Maybe that'll help, right? The
I
brightness.
know they were big fires. Is it
Looks like the
possible
brightness,
they
I
were
lowered it down. It
maybe
helps a little bit more.
exaggerated? I mean,
Let me try it again. Let me go back to the orange. Maybe it was too bright.
It's a fact of life out there.
Setting.
They're bad. They're bad. It
Theme.
is devastating, and so many people are still without any access to their property. You have to have a special permit.
Yeah, it's better now. It's getting better.
Through the Palisades.
I think I have to lower the brightness.
Armed guards.
Again, it's through the webcam, so it's not the best. Good afternoon.
At every checkpoint to get into
November
this area
2, Charlie,
the Palisades
Oscar
of Malibu.
Delta
And,
in
we
Western
have
New
that
York.
at our border under Joe Biden, and we have it to get into a fire-torn region in California. And the thing is the reason you're not hearing about it is because the Democrats don't want you to see what a failure and a failure of response this is on their part. And so because they basically
Yeah, I lower the brightness a bit, but
it's not out there, but nothing very little has
definitely
been
the
done,
webcam. It's not the
and
best
people are
webcam.
really angry in California. Really angry.
Wow, yeah, so
Let
it's
me try
they
another
don't
theme.
want anybody to talk about it or know
This is
about it
night.
anymore.
Yeah, it looks
How many
better now.
people roughly are we
You
talking
got to lower
about
the brightness
without
a little
house
bit.
still?
Well, and
This is
I
the
think in the
default.
Palisades alone, we have
And this is blue
upwards
sky.
of, oh my gosh, you're asking a great question. I don't have a specific number. We have Altadena that burned down, and that was congested and
Blue
multi-unit
sky.
housing, and then the Palisades. So hundreds of
It also
thousands of people
looks
are without
better
their
when it's
homes
live.
between the two regions
When you where
underwent
I'm
the
at, seeing it.
fires.
Hey
With
everybody,
the webcam,
if I could
really,
just jump in for a second about this. I got a little bit of a personal issue.
not the
I
best
want to run
webcam.
by you, Katie. Okay? Do you mind?
Yeah.
So get this. I have actually a cousin who lives in California.
And this is
I don't
E-Ink.
want to use his full name, so we'll just call him Timmy. All right, Timmy. My
This
cousin
is
Timmy.
E-Ink.
He is my mother's.
And this is Pager. This is the one I like.
My mother's brother's son. And
This is the one I like. I like Pager.
My uncle Jimmy, great guy, so good. And I love Timmy. He's my cousin.
Kind of reminds me of the Pager, like, when we had our beepers. Of course, it doesn't translate well on the screen with this webcam, but I do like this one.
Now, get this about Timmy, okay? He lives in San Francisco. He's far left. His little Instagram thing has the Ukraine flag on it. I'm kind of answering my own question, right? I'm not even going to take this personal. He is so far left, has Trump derangement syndrome really
You can
bad.
see it. I can see it through the
I am a relative of his. Should
live stream. So it says step.
do I block him? Do I
Step.
respond to him?
Sorry about that. 10 kilohertz bandwidth for AGC on. Automatic volume control is at 48, and then the volume is 63. So you can translate it there. And then up here, you got your S meter. S meter is right there. That corner has an S meter. Of course, you got your battery meter here. You have an analog dial down there. Of course, you got your digital display. You got your band and your mode right there. Yeah, all the information you need is right there.
Wedding showers for my support of Donald Trump. I am out here, obviously, in California. My whole family is left, minus my dad.
There you go. It looks better right now. Now, you see, because it's kind of a bluish beeper, pager like display.
Their criticism, he's literally texting you a throw up emoji from San Francisco, the city that everybody has fled because it is overrun by human feces, drugs, and they have shuttered major multi-million-dollar stores because the crime is so bad. So I think you look in the mirror at the policies of San Francisco. Really San Francisco could benefit from some Trump.
E-Ink is a little too light.
Right?
The text is a little too light for me.
Oh,
I do like the.
All right. That's the biggest punishment, right?
I want to embarrass him though. I want to harm him emotionally in some way, and I don't think laying out everything that you just said is going to do it.
That's the lowest brightness.
I don't know. All right. Well,
it's not personal. You're welcome to the club.
It's personal. It's personal. I mean, I take it very personal. All right. Well, look. More importantly, Gavin Newsom is crashing and burning, and if he does run for president in 2028, it'll be a complete and total meltdown. I don't think Democrats like him. I know Republicans don't like him. This pretty boy has gone too far with this podcast, and that is what we will get to. If we can take matters seriously now, we can prevent them. Buck, here is, we were having some fun.
Oh, this is WOR out of New York.
President Trump have the exact same where based on what you think they're going to do, what your opinion is, either the Giants are really smart in how they're handling this.
New York. WSNR. Then it's going to be 570. The mission. It's the middle of the day right here, so and there you go. Go back the other way. This is WABC.
200,000
many, many years of
WNYC.
dealing with something and becoming a whole different person, one of the things you do in the book is
776. We want to finish it up
So
with
this
you,
used
Mr.
to be
Co-host.
WCBS, now it's
1-800-919-3776.
WQS. What is
There's
it?
also LeBron had an hour-long interview with our very own Pat McAfee. And settle some scores, I guess,
I
with his
forgot what it
words.
is. I forgot the call sign.
We'll talk
Anyways,
about some
ESPN
of it
Radio.
and give you the
It's a shame that WCBS is no
franchises
longer
that's come out.
news radio.
And some of it might surprise you.
We have local station here. And then we have 970 The Answer.
Right now, it's more important than ever to stand with
And 1010 wins. Too early for everything else.
And everything in between. And guess what?
And this is
We're
ESPN
recruiting. We have
Deportes.
open jobs from today until Friday. The Bridge Painters Local 806.
In terms of what your clients care about, are they
Bloomberg,
more focused on yield,
WBBR.
or do they care about credit spreads?
Check out the name of this one. They recently changed format on 1190. I believe it used to be The Word or something like that. Anyway, they changed the format. Now it's a music. It's a music format now. Ronaldo, Spanish. There's a little noisy in here. I have a listen. One thing about this radio, though, it is prone to, of course, price. Yeah, because the radio is so small. It's gonna be prone to any type of interference. So if you can hook this up with an external loop, an external antenna would be much better. I even took this outside and I was DXing last night. I made a video on that. I haven't posted it yet. I will post it later on. Surprisingly, I made a long distance catch on this radio. Yeah. There's definitely noise in here for some of these lower power stations. Let me go back to WABC. Or 1010 wings. I put on the ABC.
Starting tomorrow, right? Starting this weekend. Starting as soon as it's April. Starting. I procrastinate a lot, you know. And
you like to run, right? So that's
no, I don't like to run. I don't like to do any of that stuff. I don't like it. Meanwhile, Katie here, if you go to her Instagram, is like some sort of kickboxing person.
There you go.
So what is your Instagram if anybody wants to follow?
Katie Zachariah for Instagram and also Katie Zachariah for X. And we're at fixcalifornia.com. We're being massive change out here to this blue state, but I think we're going to see it turn red, Greg. I do.
Desperately needs it. And I saw Republicans, something like 48% of Californians would vote for a Republican next time. Very exciting things, and you're helping make them happen.
So again, that's the creator of these, this firmware. So if you want this file, you have to go to that Facebook. You don't have to join the Facebook group. You can just, it's in the video that I posted last night. The update video. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward.
Greg Kelly here with an urgent.
I had a couple of people ask me. I think one asked me. He has a Mac. I told him, well, you're out of luck when it comes to Mac. That's why you need a PC. All All you Mac fanboys out there, I know I used to own Mac. The problem with Mac is that it's one of those things that I know, yeah, it is not bad audio for a small speaker, and it is. It's surprisingly the audio is pretty good on the speaker. It's a tiny little speaker, it's pretty good. And then it does have an audio jack there, but it's not very good. It is very low. The audio jack there is very low. It is and also there is a mod to add the airband on this. There is a mod for that. However, you need an up converter. And I'll explain what that is. Let me back up over here a little bit. So you would need an up converter. Why is it doing this blurry nonsense? Okay, what's going on now? God, I hate when it does this nonsense. There you go. So I did find out there is a mod for this for the airband to add the airband. I don't really care for it because you need an up converter. It's a up converter is a small box. I don't know for those of you that remember the RTL SDR. Let me put this one over here like this. Let me put this one over here. Let me just put it right here so I can stand it right here for now. Don't worry about this radio. Please don't ask me about this radio. I'm just using it as a stand because I don't want to put the camera up and down. There is an up converter for this radio. Well, not this radio. It's an up converter. It's a little box that's going to go between the antenna and the radio. And then you have to offset. You have to tune the offset frequency for the airband. So you go to I guess it's I forgot what. Anyway, so you need a hardware. It's a down converter, up converter. I don't know which one it is. It goes in between. I'm not gonna do all that just for the airband. It's ridiculous. So that's from what I read for this radio. If you want the airband right now, there is you will need a either I think it's a down converter, the proper term, and it's a device that goes in between the antenna and the radio. And then when you tune, you got to put another frequency, and then the down converter is an offset frequency, and then you'll hear the airband. If you remember the RTL SDR, the original RTL SDR, before I know somebody said you could do the Q thing. Please don't put that here. Don't. When you want to do like medium wave or long wave on the RTL SDR, the original RTL SDR dongle, you need what they call an up converter, and it's a box that has the basically it's a tuner. It's a separate tuner, and then what it does is you got to tell on the software, you got to tell the software to offset that frequency, and then you'll be able to pick up you'll be able to hear the medium wave and all of shortwave band with no interruptions, none of that. But you had to buy that box, a separate box. So the same thing for the airband for this one, is in that case it's an up converter. In this case, it's a down converter. It doesn't really matter. They both basically they do the same job because of the limitations of this chip. That's why you need a separate up converter. So is it worth that? No, it's not worth it. I wouldn't bother with that. I wouldn't bother doing that upgrade. If you want to get airband on this, I wouldn't bother doing that. Unless you already have the device. I seen that. I don't know how much it costs, but I'm pretty sure it costs as much as this radio. So just to get the airband, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, I have dozens of radio that can do airband. I really don't care. If it would have been a software mod, that's fine. But that one, it is a software mod, and you have to add another hardware device to it. Okay, so that's why I know somebody's gonna ask me eventually about that. The airband, you can't really do it. They according to the on the Facebook group, and that's why I recommend you go to the Facebook group. Is all that information is there for the latest. There's also a 3D printed case for this radio. There's a 3D printed case that you can put it on, and what it does, it redirects the audio. It has a little spacer. It redirects the audio to the front. It's a nice 3D printed case. I don't have a 3D printer. I may buy one in the future. I'm looking into buying one, and then you can put this on a 3D printed case. It's nice little 3D printed case. They have the plans on the Facebook group. It's from Thingiverse, so they have the file there. So if you want a 3D printed case for this, go to that Facebook group also. I pinned it on the top of the chat. And they have the file there for the 3D printed case for this. A stand, 3D printed stand. And it has a small opening here where the audio is going to come out through there. And it fits right in there. It's a nice looking 3D printed case. It is. So definitely. And I if you have a Facebook account and you have this radio, I would sign up for the group. I would sign up for the group. They're always posting stuff all the time. I put my video in there too. And of course there's another YouTube channel that there's a couple of them, but one particular I'm gonna give him a shout out to is M0FXB. He posted quite a few videos on this. He was the one that put me on to the color mod. So it was his video first that I saw the color mod, color screens.
Some chow at the chow hall. I'm gonna go shoot some guns, right? So here's the thing. Under President Trump's leadership, we believe in a
So it's his channel, M0FXB. I forgot the name of the channel. It's a long title. He does a lot of ham radio stuff, but he's also, so it was his channel where I saw the video for the, and then he pointed out the Facebook group, and then I went in there and and of course I made that video last night. And so definitely check out that Facebook group if you have this radio and you want the latest news or whatever, or any updates or whatever. That's the Facebook group to go to. All right. And there you go. And so yeah, it's a nice mod. I like the mod. And like I said, last night I took this radio outside. I did some medium wave DXing. I picked up a nice station from far away. Far away. And I'm gonna probably post that video tonight. Probably late tonight or early tomorrow. Because I just uploaded the firmware, the firmware version 1.08 with the color themes last night. So right now that video, I don't know how many views it got right now. I think it went over 300 in the last few hours. So it looks like that video is being received very well. So it's also in that group too, by the way, the video is there. So and also if for some reason someone already emailed me that they don't have a Facebook account, so I send them the file directly from my email. If you don't have a Facebook account and you need the file, just go to my homepage on YouTube and look at my. I'm not gonna post the email address here because I don't want too many idiots bothering me or spam, whatever. But if you don't have a Facebook group and you really need the file, I'll send it to you. It's a small file. I think it's 500 kilobytes. 500 kilobytes, excuse me. Like a half a meg total. It's in a zip file, of course. I'll send you the file. Just put in the description. Just put in the heading. You know, you need the ATX mini file, and I don't have access to Facebook or something like that. But if you have access to Facebook, you know, I don't, because I don't want to use up my bandwidth on my Google. Just go to the Facebook group, you know, in the link there, and the file is there. At some point, hopefully they'll put that in the GitHub, where you don't even have to go to the Facebook group, just go directly and download the file. I don't have no hosting anymore. I used to have web hosting. I had a server and I canceled it a year ago. Otherwise, I would have just gave you a URL from one of my websites. But I'm no longer hosting websites on web hosting anymore because they weren't profitable, so I just shut them all down. But if anybody wants to host a file, I'll send you the file. You can put it on your own website and, you know, put a URL link and send it to me, and I'll post the URL link in the description. Because right now I don't have no place to host the file. And I know, because I don't know, because I'm kind of suspect about Facebook sharing zip files. I don't think Facebook, I think that's against their terms. So I don't know, you know, that link might be gone, you know, because I looked into Blogger and my Blogger account to see if I can put the zip file. I'm not allowed to upload any files on it. So, and you know, I mean, there's also Dropbox or Google Drive, but I don't really use those things anymore. I know I had issues with them in the past. So, oh, hello, Tasso. Good afternoon. Just got home from school and about to have some lunch. Okay, so enjoy your lunch. I know I just had lunch myself. I just ate some fish chip with some French fries. So I just had that. Some fried fish. And hello, James Farley. That was a good review on the firmware. Thank you. Yeah, I made that video last night because I did a live stream. It's still up, but I put on the members thing because I kind of went off in the end, and I said a particular word that I shouldn't have said on live. So I want to apologize for that. Anybody who heard that word? Yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's not, you know, please don't, you know, I just shouldn't have said that. Sometimes I get too excited. Anyway, so I said, you know what? Plus, I said, you know what? I'm gonna make a video anyway, and that way, you know, people don't have to see the whole live stream just to see the. So I you know, I edited that video last night, and you see it now, and I think it's much better than to do the. I think lesson noted. When I do something like that demonstration, I'm just gonna make a video on it instead of doing it live. Only because the problem with the live thing is that I noticed the camera when I was pointing to the screen, you couldn't see the whole. It was blurry to see the glare off the screen, so I couldn't do that. And I made that video pretty quick. You know, edit it, and you know, I think the whole thing took me about almost a couple of hours from shooting it to editing it and uploading it. Yeah, a couple of hours. So I said, you know, I'm gonna upload it. So glad I did that. Put my pencil over here. Yeah. All right, so I have Q&A. So anybody want to answer? I'll be on for the next 10 minutes or so. Anybody have any questions or whatever, feel free to ask. And you know, otherwise I'm not gonna be up too long. I just wanted to do a little Q&A if anybody has any questions on it. So, but definitely Facebook group, 3D printing stand for this radio. Go there, and they have the Thingiverse link to get that. I don't have a 3D printer. Eventually, I'll get one, and I'll probably do that. Have a, you know, nice little because you know, this one, the speaker is in the back, So when you put this on a regular stand, it does muffle the audio. So I like the yeah. It's a Philips. They're Philips. I already opened it up before. Just take out these and it opens up. Yeah, they're tiny little Phillips screws. Phillips. Oh, you're talking about the menu? Yeah, well, that's gone on this one. You talking about the menu? Yeah, they have two spare.
Surrounding Columbia University continues, including a lawsuit filed by faculty that claims the Trump administration illegally pulled $400 million in funding. And this, as a federal judge has ruled that student activist Yun Chung cannot be deported or detained, saying she poses.
Yeah, there is no more spare
High school valedictorian, she has a 3.9 GPA.
in the menu.
She's made dean list every semester. That should not be.
All right, shut up with this lawsuit. Just send them all back. I don't really care. Anyway, yeah, it used to be. It had a spare one, a spare two. One of them is this. One of them, they added the settings, and then the sub menu of that one is the theme and the sleep mode, and yeah, but they can always add more. They can always add more. I was looking at the code, and it looks like C++. I was reading I have the code, the source code. I was reading it. You could actually I just covered that, James. Jesus Christ, you always come late, man. When it comes to this stuff, not the chip. I'll explain again. Anyway, yeah, I said Q&A anyway. So what am I doing? They do have it. If you go to the Facebook forum, Facebook group, they address that issue there. But I'll talk about it in a nutshell. In a nutshell, there is an update for airband, but you need a hardware down converter in between the antenna and the radio. So you need to buy a separate little device. It's called a down converter. And it's not worth the update because that now you're talking about, and I covered it a little bit when we were talking about earlier. Yeah, there was some noise. Bubba Smack, and hello and welcome to the chat. So for airband, I saw it posted on the Facebook group. There is an update to add that, but it's not only software. You have to have a down converter. It's like a little box. It looks like the Lloyd noise amplifier, one thing, but it converts. And then you have to do an offset frequency. You have to go to an offset frequency to listen to the airband. Okay, so it's a software mod with a hardware device you have to include. I don't think it's worth it. I wouldn't break my head over it because of the limitations of the chip. It does not have the up converter on this radio. On this particular radio, this Si4732 mini. From what I've been told, I was reading it last night. Like I said, go if you want to go in that group, join the group. Blow it up. I believe there are over 100 members now. When I joined that group, it was 90 members, I believe, or something like that. And I haven't checked it, but I think it went over 100. I think as soon as I posted a video, a whole bunch of people joined. I don't know what the number is right now. I don't want to go check. But yeah, go to the Facebook group, and it's a public group. You can just join. No, it's already been done. It's already been done. It's just a software update. It's a software update, but you need the down converter that goes in between. It's not. It's a box that and then you have to put the offset frequency. It kind of reminds me of the RTL SDR back in the days. The version, is it version 3, the silver one? When you buy it alone, if you want to do HF on it, you can do HF with the Q thing, whatever the Q branch, I forgot what they call it. You can do it that way. But if you really want to get all the shortwave band and long wave, I mean medium wave and long wave, you need a hardware up converter. And then you connect that to the up converter, and then that goes to the antenna, you know. Yeah, he does, but sometimes sometimes he says things that sounds weird, like middle waves. He's not middle waves; he's medium wave. So, and I think some of his videos are way too long. I'm sorry, especially the update for this one. It was way too long. Just for the software part, he just took forever. That's why I did my video. I said, you know, this is so. Yeah, he does great reviews, but some of it's yeah, I was about to say that too. Yeah, some of it is like, for example, when he reviewed the Ratty RF919, I can tell you from other people, it's an overpriced piece of junk, you know, and of course he raved it, you know, so he is kind. I'm gonna say he's kind of biased toward. He gets a lot of free stuff, so you know, me, I say it like it is here. Yeah, that RF919 is a piece of junk, overpriced piece of junk. That's that. It's a nice looking radio. It is a nice looking radio. You know, it looks like a military style radio, whatever. But it is full of birdies and tends to overload. And I think somebody bricked it. They had a couple of updates that were supposed to fix it. Somebody wound up bricking it. I think it was Dan Robinson. He had the radio. I asked them to send me the radio a couple of times. Then they ignore me because they know I'm going to be brutally honest with the radio. That's one thing about me. I'm brutally honest. I'll tell you the radio's a piece of junk now. I don't care who sent me a free radio. I don't get that many free stuff. But when I do, it better be good, or I will give it my fair. I'm going to give an honest review. I don't care. And that radio, I knew, like when I saw his review on it, the tuning wheel was very wobbly. And you know, I mean, he seems to be a nice guy and all that, but some of the things he says doesn't, you know, like when he says middle waves, it drives me nuts. They're not middle waves; it's medium wave. I understand his English is not the best, but you know, Ratty is one of those. It's all exactly. There you go. No front end protection is all is a chip only protection. Yeah, it's prone to overloading. You know, so other people reviewed it later on, including Oxford Shortwave Log had that same radio. Oxford Shortwave Log had that same radio, the RF919, and he sent it back. It was a piece of junk. He got frustrated with it. He had it for a few weeks, and he sent it back. So, and I trust Oxford review. There's not a lot of YouTubers that I trust their review 100%. You know, when I see people like you know, I don't, you know, I don't want to shout people out. There's a few people when I see their reviews, I already know it's biased as shit. It's biased. Believe me, they're biased. They're bought and paid. You know, everything is the great. You know, the greatest radio ever. You know, the other guy. You know, the farm guy. Oops, sorry, did I say that? Sorry, oops. The radio just got better with the newest update. The greatest radio ever. You know, that guy, the other guy, the guy that gets all the free radios, and every radio is great. Every radio is great. Like Tony the Tiger. They're great. You know? Yeah, so you know, yeah. Anyway, you know, the back to the question. So airband on this one, there is a software mod. There is a software mod, but you need an up converter to do the airband. So I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, the up converter is probably going to cost more than the radio itself. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. I could care less. I have a million radios I could do airband, or dozens or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna break my head over the airband on this. You know? Yeah. Everybody has their style. When it comes to making videos. I right now Radtel, I turned them down. They replied last night. I told them that I wanted the RT860 because they offered, yeah, Danny, we would like to send you a radio for a review. And I said, okay, great. Send me the RT860. That's the one I want to look at. And they're like, well, we don't have it on the warehouse, but we can send you this radio. And it was a FRS radio. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not interested in another walkie-talkie. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Thank you, but no thank you. I don't want another walkie-talkie FRS family radio. So I really wanted to try out the RT860. That's the one that has all the bands from long wave all the way up to, UHF receiving. I really wanted to try that radio. I mean, they sell it on AliExpress. I can get it. It's like $29, but I really didn't want to buy it. I was hoping they would send it to me. Not like I need another radio anyway, so I really didn't want to buy it. So you know what? If it comes back in stock, they feel free to send me the radio, Radtel. But I don't want to review another Baofeng, 2 meters, 70 centimeter. I don't need those. I have plenty of those. Even the DMR radio is not even that. I'm happy with my DMR radio. Baofeng's DM1701 with the Open GD77 works very well. I don't need no, DMR radio that you can't even see the call sign on the menu. Why would I want a DMR radio that you can't even see the call sign on the screen? Excuse me, I said on the menu, on the screen. So, let me go back up here. So, Bubba Smack. I love my RS PDX. I have the same one. I have the I love my RS PDX. No, I bought mine from eBay a long time ago. The Baofeng DM1701. That was another. I bought that also from eBay. And then I did the Open GD77 mod on it. And I only have 2 DMR radios. I have both. I had the Baofeng DR 1801 UV, which is okay. It's okay. You shouldn't have bought it, actually. I'm very happy with the 1701. I get good reports on it. When I talk on DMR, people say I sound good. I say, yeah, that's fine. I don't need no Anytone $300 radio. I'm sorry, I don't really need it. For DMR, come on. You don't really need it. Let me see what else. Yeah, let me see where I'm at. Sorry. Yeah, too much corporate sponsor. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody. Listen, it's content for the channel, whatever. That's fine. But you know what? You gotta take it with a grain of salt. When I don't want to name channels, but another channel that used to be in the shed. Did I say shed? I used to like his channel, but then now he's like all reviews. Like every day he has a new radio that's for review, a new radio like one of these, and obviously they're sending him all that free stuff now. So now he used to be a CB guy, talk about a CB radio in the UK. Oh, did I say UK? I'm sorry. And now it's like peddling radios. So I don't watch those channels anymore. I don't watch any of them. I really don't. There's very few people that I really watch for review. If not, if I can get my hands on it eventually, I'll review it. But a lot of people I don't trust for reviews anymore. I don't, because they bought and sold. It's obvious. I mean, I'll leave it at that. Yeah. So let me see. I bought a new electric SDR kit and upconverted to okay. Yeah, ready. Oh, well, James said you did. Okay. James Hollywood. Okay. I thought it was okay, I'm confusing here, people. Bubba Smack. Yeah, ready. Yeah, it is junk. That particular radio is junk. Yeah. And then let me see. I'll go down to yeah, no front end protection. Yeah, that ready or because I asked them 3 times, and I even signed up for the affiliate for the influencer thing, fill out the form and everything. Then they even sent me a reply. He's like, they gave me the cold shoulder. I guess they really don't want me to review that radio. I guess because I gave that horrible review on the radio. The radio that I had here last Sunday. People were saying, "Oh, that radio is good, great audio." It is great audio, that radio, but that radio is wide as hell when it comes to AM. AM bandwidth is ridiculously too wide. In other words, it's unusable for DXing and shortwave. It's just unusable. So it's okay. It is what it is. So I don't mind making update videos, firmware videos. Those are the ones that, when it comes to review, they want to send me something, let's send me something. And that's it. I still got a few radios you have to review. I have a backlog of a few more radios I have to review anyway. Let me go back down here. Okay, so there is no Baofeng dealer for me. It's just for example, the SH Data sent me the E100, and surprisingly, the E100 is on weather band reception is very, very good, and that's it. So far, it's the only thing I like about the E100, and I still need to make a review on that radio. Let me see. Yeah, Radtel's hit and miss quality, yeah. There is no cheap. I was looking at. Let me see. Where am I now? Oh, yeah. I was looking at the boombox radio cassette that you have. Yeah, the QFX. Where is it at? It's right here behind me. Okay, here we go. Behind me. Okay, I can't put it right there, but yeah, that one, JE220BT. Right now I think that's around $46. I seen it on Amazon. Anyway, I made a review of this radio, or was it a review and unboxing? Anyway, and the Amazon link is there. I think also the last when I made a live stream with this one a couple of weeks ago. Let me go back. So yeah, I like this radio. Everything works fine. Cassette player works fine. Medium wave. I actually DX with this radio. I heard 1540 KXCL on this radio from Iowa. So 1,600 kilometers away, I had her with this radio. So it could be a DXer. Of course, you got shortwave. I had not really played around with shortwave, only some strong signals. Maybe one night I'll tune the bands with this one, and maybe we can pick up Radio New Zealand on this radio with a telescoping whip. I doubt it because it's indoors. Remember when I get Radio New Zealand, I use the MLA30, and this one does not have external antenna input. So unless I clip a wire to the antenna, I don't know. But anyway, this radio is about $46 or something. I really like this radio. Nice radio. Hello, Elmer Time. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm skipping here and there. Bubba Smack, you are Kilo Delta 9, Uniform Quebec Echo. Okay. And I am Kilo Delta 2, Zulu Echo. Yeah, Kilo Delta 2, Zulu Echo. Yep. It's my call sign. I've been a tech for 2 years now. A little over 2 years. And where's my QRZ? My QRZ. My QRZ. I was doing some FTA. My QRZ. There we go. My QRZ. There we go. See. Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Echo right here. There we go. That's my lovely mug right there. Okay, there we go. See. Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Echo. Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Echo. And let me see. Hold on here. Reteva is surprisingly good. Watch out for bootleg. I buy direct from Hong Kong now. Okay. I don't have any Reteva. I don't have anything Retevis. Any brand Retevis. Nothing. I reached out to them before, then they just ignored me too. It's okay. Really, whatever. Some companies they ignore me. I seen companies send down radio to a channel that had not even 1,000 subscribers, and I'm over here, 5,000 subscribers. I do live stream pretty much every day now. But I guess once you knock a couple of radios into oblivion with a review, they're afraid. They're afraid to, because I said it. I don't want junk. I put it out there to these people. Look, this radio, surprisingly, is a good radio. This little radio can do single sideband. Come on, people. Single sideband. RDS. Some of these companies, they need to raise the bar. That's it. I'm sorry. They need to raise the bar. Let me turn this off. So, I don't need, that's what happened with Gradio. Gradio reached out to me. I said, fine, I'll review your radio. They sent me a radio, horrible on medium wave, horrible on shortwave, good on FM. It has a nice sounding speaker, and that's it. Then they sent me another radio. You would think they addressed the issue. Nope, the same thing. And that's it. Never heard from them again. And that was the end of Gradio. That was the end of that. So, Bubba's back. Hard to find a good Baofeng dealer. I need an 1801 for Sky One. Okay. Well, I got mine from eBay. It was a very good price. They do. Excuse me. Where's my water? I don't even have water here. They do have a DM 1801. I don't have that one. I have the DR 1801 UV, which is not customizable. That's the one that you can't do firmware update on it. So the DM 1801 is the one that you could do the, I believe the Open GD77 works on that one also. But don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. James Foley, I have the Baofeng 82. Okay, surprisingly good sound. Okay. And Elmer Time, how do you all radio operator getting ready to see my area in the news tomorrow? What I hope now, I hope it doesn't make the news. I hope nothing bad happens. So hopefully it's not in the news tomorrow. Hopefully it was just another boring storm and nothing major happened. Big storm approaching with chance of tornadoes in 3 hours from now. Okay, wow. Hopefully that's not the case. My thought is with you, my man. Thoughts and hopefully that won't be the case. You can trust my neighbor ham radio. Okay, I don't doesn't ring a bell. Maybe I come or Yesu will send you. It doesn't matter. I'm okay. I'm okay. That's one thing about my channel. My channel's not all about reviews. I'm not a one-dimensional channel. There are channels out there that only do review. And that's great for them. That's not me. I don't want to do review. Plus, I don't want to do review. I actually like the update, the firmware update videos and things like that, because you know what? It shows my other skills, my computer skills. It also showcase other things. Because people tell me, oh my God, that looks so complicated what you did. No, it's not. Other channels make it more complicated, like that 30-minute video from the other guy. No, I just went boom, 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 boom. This is what you need to do. Don't worry about everything else. Do this, and that's it. You're done. I have a way of, I make. This is not my only channel. I have a crypto channel, a finance channel, where I do crypto stuff there, and people were like, "Wow, Danny, you really explain things so well." I think I could have been a good teacher in the classroom. If I was a certified teacher in the classroom, I would be a very good teacher. I can teach. So I don't need to do just reviews. There's some people that get review, and that's fine. And then they regurgitate the same thing over and over, like, okay, this radio is just, man. They bring out the ruler, and I'm not knocking them for that. That's your thing. That's fine, bro. They bring out the ruler and they measure. I don't do all that. I don't got all that. Sorry, I don't do all that. What I'm going to tell you is, if this radio is worth spending a few dollars, in terms of, you're gonna have fun with the radio, or you're not gonna have fun with the radio. If this radio is gonna pull your hair, then I'm gonna tell you not to buy it. That's my approach. I don't try to be like everybody else. There's too many of those channels out there. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. This is one of many hobbies that I have. I have a model railroad channel that I'm starting to play around with. I do rail fanning. I have a little rail fan channel that I'm starting out. I do some retro gaming. I love retro gaming. Of course, I have crypto. I love my crypto. Things like that. I love computers. Of course, I got college degree in computer science and one for information system. I worked in the tech field. I also worked in the mechanical field. I was a jet engine mechanic in the United States Air Force. I'm a well-rounded individual. There you go. So I don't want to be one-dimensional, and I'm not. I'm not one-dimensional. I could come on a live stream and talk for 2 hours here, and right now I've already been on for an hour and 13 minutes in the books already. Bammo. I've been on every day. Every day I've been doing live stream every day. I don't think nobody has even come close to me being on every day. 2 or 3 videos a day. I think between yesterday and the day before, I put out like 5 videos. 3 live streams and 5 videos or something like that. Yeah, well, that's not happening anymore because my wife is parking there now. So, yeah, both sides. A good Baofeng is great, and a bootleg one, yeah. I'm happy with my Baofangs. I mean, they're fine. Of course, I got the original one. I don't use that one at all. That was before I got my license. That was before I got my license. And then but I have I have a couple of handhelds now. I have a few scanner handhelds too that I bought from eBay. You know. Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm skipping around, but if you don't have an issue with your radio and you don't need to update it, don't update it. I wouldn't update it if you're happy. If you're happy with your radio the way it is, I wouldn't update. Don't update because everybody's updating. You know, and I wouldn't do it. If you're happy with, especially something that expensive, something that it costs money, real money. Hey, I would not update it if you don't need to. Like although the Zygu G90. When I got mine, there was a couple of updates after that. I have not updated my Zygu. I don't want to update it. I'm fine. I'm happy the way it is. You know, and nothing major new is going to be added to it. I don't want to do. I don't want to. I leave it the way it is. It works fine. You don't have to. You don't have to update. You don't have to. Yeah, I don't really want to borrow radios. I don't want to. I don't want to deal with shipping and all that. I don't want to deal with all that. I appreciate that, but the best way to support the channel is super chat or PayPal is in the description. My PayPal link. If you want to send me directly with PayPal or super chat or super thanks. That's how you support the channel because that's the money I used to buy this radio. I bought this radio. I bought this from from the YouTube money. I don't want to borrow radios. I don't want to. Radios that they do send me is for me to keep because I'm giving them my time. If I'm giving them my time and my channel space and all that, the least I can do is give me the item. And that's it. So I'm not a fan of borrowing stuff. If the company doesn't want to give me the item, then you know what? I don't want to deal with the company. I'm sorry, because when I put when I put something like this on the air, for example, this radio, I bought this radio by the way. When I put something like this and I give it a lot of coverage, either with the review video on there, reception videos on this, the firmware update videos on this, I'm giving this radio so much publicity. I don't know how many people bought this radio because of me. I'm pretty sure it's a nice little number that bought this radio because of me, because of my videos. So if a company doesn't want to give me an item, it's their loss. I put a lot of hours into this stuff, and the video, the attention that this radio got alone because of all the videos that people put up. So these companies out there that they don't want to send a radio, it's their loss, not mine. It's their loss because if I really like the radio, I will have it on my live stream every day. If it's a piece of junk, you'll never see it again. It'll wind up in a shelf collecting dust. So companies out there, if you're gonna send me something, I don't want to borrow it. Number two, I don't want no contract. Just send the radio, and I'll play around with it. I'll review it, and if it's a great radio, I'll give you I'll give you an honest review on it. If it's not, then I'm gonna say it like it is. And that's it. Yeah, don't park on my driveway, bro. Yeah, we are tinkers. Bubba's man, I was a fire control tech in U.S. Navy radar and weapon system Phalanx. Yeah, Phalanx. Okay, it was my system Phalanx. Yeah. Cool. Navy. Yep. Phalanx. That's how you pronounce it, Phalanx. Elmer time. I haven't updated my FT DX10 since purchasing it four-ish years ago. I have no issues operating in the quick menu cutoff. Isn't it? Exactly. I mean, if it works for you, my thing, if it works for you and you're happy with it, then that's it. You don't need to update it. You don't need to update it. I wouldn't update it. I know there is a couple of there's a mod for this that you can do. Somebody told me about. Oh, there's a Mars mod. I first of all, I'm a tech. Second of all, even if I was a general, I'm not planning to do Mars and all that. I don't want to volunteer for that stuff. I don't care for it. I'm not gonna mess around with this. You think I'm gonna open this up? I'm gonna open and mess with this? Are you kidding me? No, 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 no. Leave it the way it is. It's fine. It's working. That's it. But of course, a couple of people had to send me that, and wait, you gotta open it up and you gotta desolder this thing. I'm not doing all that. You crazy? I'm not doing all that. Sorry. I'm not gonna kill my radio just for an extra band or whatever. And there's another, you can put the CB band on there. Why would I want to put CB? Somebody actually posted that. Oh, there's a mod you could be using some CB radio. Why would I want to use this radio for CB? Why? I have a CB radio. It's called a Uniden 980 SSB. Why would I want to turn this radio into a CB radio? This $1,200 radio into a CB radio. Why? You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on. But somebody actually posted that. There's a mod you could use this as CB radio. Why would I want to do that? It's nuts. I'm going to turn into a $1,200 Yaesu CB radio. What the hell's wrong with these people? Seriously. Yeah. But I wouldn't update it. I wouldn't update it. If it works for you, if you're happy with the radio, there's no need to update. Yeah, right. 10-4. Good Yaesu, buddy. Yeah, right. Why would I want to do that? I can barely listen to CB radio. That's why I have my Uniden. If I want to talk on CB, I use the Uniden. I wouldn't want to. Same thing with the Yace, the Zaigu. That's another radio. You say, there's a mod for that too. Why would I want to do that? Hello, Luna, Loud, Poppy, Prescott, Gregory. I'm gonna call you Luna. Sorry. Hello, welcome to the chat, and good to see you. Jay's fight. I kind of shamed you into buying that radio, but I'm glad. Yeah, no, I'm glad I bought it because some good content out of the radio so far, and quite frankly, it is a fun little radio. I'm having fun with it, so I'm glad I bought it, and I had to wait over a month to get it, but it finally arrived, so I'm glad. Yeah, well, the donut tunable, it just has the variable capacitor, and you can fine tune it. That's the only thing about that, and I think it's more narrow band. Like this one is a wide band. See how wide band this one is? But I think the one with the variable is more. One is for shortwave, and I think one is for medium wave. So it's more narrower. So that one, even when you tune here, you're gonna have to fine tune here, which I'm not crazy about that because I don't want to be doing both. That's why I'm not a fan of the little variable. Because every time you tune, you're gonna have to tune this too. So that's why I like the wide band. I like this one better. It's wide band, and that's it. But yeah, if you get that one, you can fine tune it. It'll work too. But that one is gonna just be a little more extra. I don't plan to. I have this one. And I'm done with Malahit. I know some people love that DSP2 or whatever. I'm not. I'm not spending $480, whatever the hell. I'm not doing that. I dropped $200 on this one. I regret it. This is the older one. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. I will not buy that one. Yeah, I would not buy that one for sure. Some people love that radio. Me, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of these SDR. I don't really care about the waterfall. I just want a radio that works, that's small. I love this radio a lot more than this piece of junk. Let me just put it that way. All right. I enjoy this radio a whole lot more than this. Than this headache. And this is $200 plus. This was $29 for this. Okay. Big, I'm telling you. Yeah, I would not recommend this radio. The tool, it's mixed reviews. Some people really like it. Some people say that the screen. Problem is that the main problem with this radio is the screen. It brings a lot of noise into the radio, and it makes it almost unusable. And that's the issue I'm having with this radio. The screen makes too much noise for this radio. And it's not a very sensitive radio. Believe me, I had this hooked up with an MLA30. I had this hooked up with an MFJ 1886 loop, which is my best loop antenna, which is my best HF antenna in terms of receiving. And this radio was deaf on some stations. Okay? So, no matter how much I play around with it, very disappointing radio. And that's why I didn't make too many. I haven't made videos on this video because it's just I can't. It's frustrating to use this radio. And I'm definitely, if I ever review this radio, you know it's not going to be a good one. So maybe I'll do a couple of videos on this eventually, and then I'll give you a review on it. But it's not going to be good. So unless they want to prove me wrong and send me that one for review, the new one, the DSP2 or whatever it's called, I'm not gonna buy a radio like that. I think that radio is just gimmicky, and for that price, when you're getting about $500, there's a lot of radios I'd rather buy. You know, I'd rather buy the Texan, you know, well, H501, what is it? That you know, there's a whole bunch of radios I'd rather buy before I wouldn't spend that much money on that radio. I'm sorry, that's too much. I'm not a fan of portable SDRs. You know me by now. Those that have watched me for years, I'm not a fan of portable. I'm not a fan of those. I could care less about the waterfall. When I'm in a park, or I don't care about the waterfall. I just want to hear a good reception. I want to be able to meet him with DX or Shortwave DX, listen to a distant station with a good signal, good audio. I don't care about the waterfall. It's just, to me, that's just a gimmick. That's why I'm not a fan of these radios. They're gimmicky. You're like, oh my God, it has a touch screen. It's a horrible touch screen. And, you know, I have sausage fingers. Not good for me. So I'm not a fan of those radios. I'm not a fan of those radios. Let me go back up here. Yeah, so the donut, the tunable ones, you know, again, those are two narrow bands. This is a wide band one. You can see it right there, the frequency range. The donut ones, they're narrow. One is they're more narrower. One is for medium wave, I believe, and one is for short wave. And then those you're gonna have to wind up tuning and I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, there's pros and cons with that. You'll fine tune, but you're gonna spend more time doing that. Me, I don't want. I don't. You know. Yeah, I don't want to be doing that. I will pick it up at some point if I get a package deal, but they're not expensive. They're very inexpensive. So, and I'll try it out here. I'll try it out with different radios. I'll try it out with different radios with the little tuning with the And again, one is for medium wave, and I believe one is for shortwave, and that's it. So they're both different frequency range. So your radios are Luna radio is PL330, DX286, E-Time Traveler 3. Yeah, those are all great radios. They're nice radios. And good FMDXs. Okay. Yeah, they're good. They're all good radios. I haven't heard anything about that. James Farley, did you hear about the boxcar that was gifted from France that used to be in New Jersey and they found it? I haven't. I haven't been following the news today. I don't want to follow it today. Sometimes I try to tune out the news because it's just and I don't want to get into it here. It's just the same. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. No, I don't want to talk about news today. I'm in a good mood. Sorry. Bubba's back good. The 9918 doesn't like being modded. I love mine for POTA. Uses a lot of battery, but for the price of having an HF radio and two transverters, yeah. I love my 91. Yeah, I don't want to do an update on this. I don't need to. I enjoy it. I got this one because of also VHF UHF. That's why I got this one. Yeah, I could have got the 7300, but I really what I like about this one is the VHF UHF also. So it's what is it? Shack in the box. So not only has HF, it has HF. It has 6 meter and VHF UHF. That's what I like about the radio. So I like this radio. Very happy with it. Luna says, I received stations from Philly, South New Jersey on FM last week. Yeah. The Qdosin. Yeah, Texan 330. Yeah, that's another good radio on FM. I don't have that radio. I know Tasso has that radio. He likes that radio also for FM. Yeah. James Farley, I modded my Radio Shack Pro 2004. You cut one dial and you get extra 100 channels. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have the 2004. I don't have that one. I think I don't know which one you're talking about. I don't. Anyway, I have quite a few scanners, so I'm pretty much covered on all that. Yeah, Yesu 9918 and FTDX10 are good for POTA, FT8 DXing, DXing, yeah. James Farley, my dad, I don't say bite me. I don't know. If my freshman team went undefeated, who would buy the best radio Shack CB radio? Okay. And guess what? It was a TR4 or 457. Okay. Yeah, I'm not buying a model hit DSP2. In fact, there's another channel just posted a video on it. I'm gonna check out his channel, but I'm not gonna buy that radio. I mean, I think they sent them that one. But yeah, I'm not a fan of those radios. And I don't know if that radio is, it has I'm sure it's not problematic as this one. But like I said, I'm not a fan of a SDR on a handheld. I'm not a fan of that. No, not a fan of that. It's a preference. I'm not a fan of small little touch screens. That's another thing I really don't care about touch screens, because of my sausage fingers. I'm not a fan of touch screens, especially something very small. Of course, I have reading glasses on. And especially when they're very small area with the touch screen, I'm not a fan of those things. Give me a few more knobs and buttons, physical buttons, rather than a touch screen. I'll take that any time of the day. The loop antenna is also one of the direction, helps cut down the noise. I don't know what loop antenna you're talking about. Let me see. What loop antenna are you talking about? Well, any loop antenna, you can move it around, I mean, like, for example, this one, I have it like this, but, if you loosen this around here, if you loosen this here, you could actually leave it this way and tighten it that way. You leave it in that direction and tighten it. You can leave it like that if you want. You don't have to, I choose to leave it this way. Let me see. You got to loosen up over here, and you can turn this. Then you tighten right here. The only reason why I leave it this way is for aesthetic reasons. The only reason why I leave it is because, aesthetic. I want to show people the antenna and the name of it. But, you don't have to point it like this. I mean, generally, I'd rather have it like this because I can point the radio with the antenna where I want to go. But you don't have to have the antenna. You can rotate this antenna and leave the radios there. I just do it for aesthetic reasons. Plus, I do like this way better. Because, as I point the radio, I'm pointing the antenna the same direction. And it is directional. I have a video, but it's not public yet. But I will show that video probably late tonight of this radio medium wave catch from 1,000 miles away, 1,600 kilometers. I caught a station with this radio, and it was more clear. When I put the smartphone, it introduced noise. But believe me, when I tell you, when I didn't have the phone on recording it, the audio was very loud. I mean, very clear, not loud, clear. I even heard the radio call sign and everything, top of the hour. And this station is, and by the way, this is one of the few radios that actually got that station. There's not too many radios that would have picked up that station. And this one did it last night. This radio right here. I did it last night. So you gotta stay tuned for that. It's not gonna be the best audio on the video, on the video, but trust me, I was hearing the radio clearly. I was listening to Red Eye Radio, and I heard it clearly, and I was like, okay. I was out there last night. It was a little chilly, and I was pointing it west, and that station was coming in nice and clear. So, nice and clear. Yeah, I know they shut down VOA. I don't want to get into that because some people are crying over it too much. I don't want to get into that because it's going to get into a whole bunch of other stuff, and some people are losing their minds over this stuff. Like, some people are not dealing with reality. So I'm lost track where I'm at. Okay, so yeah. Good sound overload. I don't know what you're talking about. I lost track of it. All right, sorry. James Farley, they do have that. There's a couple of there is one that looks like a tablet, and there's an SDR. There is one. I forgot what it's called. I seen an AliExpress. I seen one. I think it's called the Radio Berry. There's one called Radio Berry. It looks like a it looks like a tablet, but it's actually an SDR. And it's called Radio Berry, something like that. But like I said, I really don't care about those things. They're gimmicky to me. And probably if you really want to do SDR, they do have SDR. You can plug it into your smartphone. If you really need to do it, you can do it with your phone. Your phone is actually a better computer, and you can put a dongle on your phone now because all these phones now, the USB port is not only for charging, but it's also for data now and all that. Of course. So you could hook up an SDR to a phone or any modern tablet if you really want to see a waterfall and a real nice one and a better receiver than this one. I'd rather do that. It's just I don't want to see a waterfall when I'm out in the wild unless it's a radio like this. At that point, I'd rather take something like this. Most of my time I want to listen to the radio. I just want to listen to something like this outside. Or take my my DX286. I have it out there in the yard on top of one of my top of right on a tree stump or something like that. I really don't care about the waterfall on this. This thing just to me it's more gimmicky. It's just look at it. It's not even a pleasant looking waterfall. It is kind of slow and choppy. It's not even a buttery, smooth waterfall. It's just choppy, dated. It's overrated. It is quite overrated. But the original Russian model here is any good? I don't know. And to me, I look at price too. I think the price you pay for this radio, when I bought this radio, I could have took that money. I could have bought me a nice general coverage receiver, and I would have been enjoying that radio a lot more than the time that I put into this radio, which is not much. It was a waste of money. RTSDR, I wouldn't go with that over the Air Spy HF Plus. No, not the RTL SDR. I wouldn't go. RTSDR for HF is okay. It's not the best. It's good on VHF, UHF. It works well. But when you start going into HF and medium wave, low and long wave and all that, no, it's not even close. And believe me, I have it, and I have it with the up converter and all that. And you can't. When I bought the RSP1, you can't compare the two. It's night and day. When I picked up on the original RSP1, not the 1.8, the original RSP1. That's the one that I have, the original one. And then of course the RSPDX, that took it to another level. But the RTLSDR, no. No, it's not. It's it's okay for budget, SDR, but it's not, and I like I said, it's good on VHF, UHF. A lot of people use it for that, for like ADSB and all that. That works fine with it. But HF, no, you can't compare it. I believe me, I have them all, and you can't compare it. Elmer time. Many Radio Shack CB radios were made by other manufacturers. Uniden being one of them. Open the cover and say, yeah, I know a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of people say Uniden, and that's what I have. I have Uniden scanners, and I have a Uniden CB radio. I have a Uniden scanner. I know some people knock Uniden. I think they work. I think they work great. They're good. I don't have no issues with Uniden. I like them. I have 2 Uniden scanners, and I have a CB radio with the weather band. The 980 SSB, a single sideband. Uh, I like that radio. It's a nice CB radio with weather band and single sideband. Luna says I still have a Super Radio 3. Yeah, that's the one I have. I have a Super Radio 3. That's the one I have. And James says he has a Super Radio 2. He got his for $2. Okay. RRT08, hello and welcome to the live stream. I hope you're doing well. Was lucky to got an original Cobra 148 GTL in box, never used. Owner bought for RV, but never used it. Yeah, that is a nice CB radio. Yeah. Bubba Shack. Shortwave listening is 10% radio, 90% antenna and tuner. And some of it is also conditions. A lot of it's conditions too. So, for example, this radio last night, I heard that distance station on medium wave, but closer stations, I tuned them and they were noisy. And that's the radio. That's the intricacy of the radio itself. Plus, there is some light out there. There was some LED lights out there that was on those frequencies. It was noisy, but on the frequency, when I went to that particular station on this radio, it was coming in nice and clear. And believe me when I tell you that station is not an easy catch because of a station next to it that's a blowtorch here in New York City. And this radio pulled that signal. It pulled the signal. So at any given time, not any radio, but some radios can perform very, very well. And this one blew me away last night with that station. Let me stand up and stretch because my knees are starting to bother me a little bit. Let me go to the next room. Let me get my bottle of water. My knees are like, wow, I'm sitting on this chair. Let me get my water. All right, I got my bottle of water. All this time I've been like holding water. I'm gonna stand up for a few minutes. Let me see. I would love to get my hands on a G Super Radio. At one time I did, but now I don't really care. I got the 3. I'm happy with that. If I ever run across one in a thrift store or something, and if the price is reasonable or very, very inexpensive, yeah, then I'll get one. But at this point, I have so many radios. I have over 100. Right now, it's just space. And I'm not ready to sell off anything yet. Because I know the minute I sell something off, I'm going to regret it. So I'm not there yet. Not yet. So, James Foley, I've been adjusting my MLA 30 in the living room. Okay, in the living room. Okay. Yeah. Does anyone of you use the IC705 for FTA? I don't have one, so. James Foley, I have a long wire going north to something. My son is playing upstairs right now. He's just running around. So if you hear something, it's just my son playing upstairs. So I have a long wire going north to south, okay. And I have the MLA30 going northeast to southeast. Elmer says I have the IC705. However, I have not used it for FT8 yet. Okay. Yeah. Bubba Smack says James. Okay, he's talking to James, so I'm not gonna read that. And James said, today I'm trying to maximize the signal on Radio France. Okay. And let me move the cursor out the way here. Excuse me. The MLA30 and all loop antennas or donut are directional. Yes, they are. They're directional. So, for example, this one right now, if I have it this way, so right now this is north to south. Okay, north to south. It's directional. This is the okay. And then last night, of course, I had it over there outside. And I was pointing east to west. East to west. That's the way I had it last night outside, pointing east to west. And so yeah, loop antennas are directional. Yeah, I don't want to get into that here because it's going to get political, and some people just don't understand things. You know, they just want to. I'll just leave it like that. Anyway, I'm going to skip this. I'm going to skip that VOA stuff. There's other channels you can discuss about that over there, and they'll be sympathetic to the bubble. I mean, I don't live in a bubble. There is something called economics in the world. Radio stations get shut down all the time. A lot of it's because of money. You know, everything costs money. Money. Forget about everything else. It's money. It's just money. You know, can some of those entities broadcast on their own as a private venture or whatever? Yes, they can. I'll give you an example. I believe Radio Free Europe. I believe the European Union wants to subsidize that one. So it looks like that's going to happen for that one. And I'll leave it at that. You know, a lot of, remember a few years ago, Radio Australia went off the air because, economics. It's all economics, people. There's nothing else has to do with economics. A medium wave in Europe is getting shut down left and right. Why? Economics. You know, a lot of European countries have DAB, digital audio broadcasting, which is like HD radio, but that's a whole separate, frequency. So a lot of companies, long wave. You see, long wave getting shut down left and right. Same thing. It's very expensive to run a transmitter. We're talking about, 50,000, 100,000 watts, 200,000. It's like Cuba, for example. Let's talk about Cuba. Cuba. That country's. If you look at videos of Cuba lately, it's garbage in the streets of Havana. It's a very poor country now. Not only socialism is the great model of that utopian society, it's a poor country. It's a very poor country. And despite what anybody says, I look at those travel logs. People walk down the streets of Havana. It looks like a dump. Only a couple of tourist spots, but when they go into the regular neighborhoods, it's garbage all over the floor. People standing around doing nothing all day. It's horrible. And you expect a government like that in Cuba to, maintain that? Come on. Yeah, it's reality. It's reality. It's money. Money. It's money. I'll leave it at that. Moving on. Take care, Glenn Dazzler 73, and I hope your dental visit is a pleasant one. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the whole thing about the, it's just too much. Some people are too passionate about certain things, and All right, take care, Elmer. I'm going to batten down the hatches, pick everything up that's tied down. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Yeah, take care and stay safe, and hopefully, it won't be as bad. Thoughts and prayers. Hopefully, it won't be that bad. All right, take care, Elmer and 73, my friend. Let me go back up here. And Luna says WBT. Yeah, WBT is fairly is strong, 50,000 watt. I pick up WBT with I pick it up every night. 1110 comes in pretty good. On most nights, comes in pretty good. 1110 out of Charlotte. Where is it at? I skipped. Did I skip? What the hell? Oh yeah, right here. Okay. And then I skipped. Bubba Smack, the LA Kits in Europe has the Radio Berry. Yeah, I didn't really cover it too much. I just I saw it on a couple of websites. Radio Berry. Okay, so I saw something about it, but I saw like it was an SDR type thing. I didn't know it was a transceiver. You said it was a transceiver? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, but I'm not interested in that. I'm like I said, I'm not into portable SDR type devices and for listening. I'll take my G90 outside. If I want an SDR with a nice little waterfall and I could also receive on it, I'll take the Shigo G90. I can take that outside. I do like that one, and I have that one, and it's a lot smaller than this one. Yeah, I can take that outside too. What else? Go down here. Yeah, I thought about that too. I think Pro DXs use the bog, the loop on the ground or Wellbrook. Yeah, I don't have one of the Wellbrook. I wish I did have one, but I was thinking about building a little like a little beverage. I know I see bog, like beverage on the ground. You mean bog or loop on the ground? I thought about doing that too, loop on the ground. But I was actually thinking about doing some kind of what do they call that? No, not beverage. It's something else. I forgot what it's called. A CAS, like a CAS, a mini CAS antenna. But right now I got my end fed coming down, and if I do the cast antenna, I don't want it to interfere with the end fed because the end fed is sloping all the way down through my yard. So I have a sloper. Well, maybe at some point I may do that. I do have the I have I have a kit for that. I may build one of those I may rebuild one of those in the future and try it out again. Yeah, and then you guys talking about yourselves there. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. So it can end the ham radio. It's not gonna end ham radio. It's not like that. You know, there's too much misinformation out there. You know, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Unfortunately, because of that too, I lost a few people on my. You know, I won't say I say I was friends with them, but I guess they, you know, I don't know, they just went nuts, and I just wound up leaving a whole bunch of Facebook groups, and you know, it's unfortunate. You know, just stupid. People let politics get between people. You know, like honestly, like I don't care who you vote for. You shouldn't care who I vote for, and that's the point. But some people, you know, they just don't let that go. You know, and that's what happens. You know, so it's unfortunate that I lost quite a few people. I had to, you know, leave. I had to unsubscribe and unfollow because they're just crazy. They just really turn crazy with misinformation and all that, and especially when you know when you call people names, you know, because you don't agree with whatever. Come on, you know that's like stupid. You know, it really is. So that's why I don't want to discuss all that because it's going to turn one-sided for some people. They're going to be like, "Oh my God," you know. You know, it's an argument. It's not even an argument. Nobody's going to win that discussion. And that's what happened with some people. They just really jump to conclusions that, oh my God, it's an attack on free speech. And that's it. That's all it does. It's just like, oh my God. And anybody that voted for that person, it's an imbecile. It's this and that. You know, come on, like seriously. And that's why I had to cut them all off. I had to cut a lot of people off. It's just ridiculous. And that's why, you know, I please don't mention no more names of leaders and all that in the chat because some people just get upset. Some people just get crazy. They just get crazy over this stuff. And even other platforms, you know, I was on TikTok and I just made a comment on another video. You know, I made a comment on a video on TikTok and I got a strike. I got a strike just because of that. You know, now I don't listen to Opie. I have him on my Instagram, but I don't listen to him. I don't like. I listen to. I don't. You know. I hear Kumia on Sunday night, and that's it. I don't want to. I don't want to rehash 25 years ago. You know. So I don't listen to. I don't listen to all that. Like some of that stuff. Like some of that stuff, I kind of like. Yeah, it's not. It's not as funny as. It's not as funny as it once was. You know. It's not as shocking anymore. You know. So that's why. You know. I used to listen to them when I had XM. You know, when I had XM. First I had Sirius. I tried them out for a year because of Howard. Howard, Robin, you know. Then I got tired of that. I bought an XM receiver. Then I had XM for a year. I tried XM out, XM, and then by then I just got tired. It was because you understand though, you get tired after a while. It just gets once you hear a few bits over and over, it's like okay, And this is way years ago, and then of course a couple of years after that we started getting streaming and all of that, and it's I just stopped listening to that. I just didn't, and plus they get fired and all that, you know. You know, so that's why So yeah, I mean I have him on Instagram, and I watch a couple of his I watch a couple of live streams from Opie, but he just sounds it's just not the same. It's like okay, I listen to him. I think that I haven't listened. I just was some months ago. I watched like one or two live streams from Opie, and that was it. It's not the same. You guys understand we outgrow this stuff, and plus it's not shocking anymore. Some things, you know what I mean. It's different now. Literally, you can go on the computer and watch the most horrific stuff now. The most horrific stuff you can see now. Even your kids can see that. That's what's scary about that. Even your kids can see the most horrific stuff now. I see it all the time. I'm like, what the hell is this going? I could be scrolling by, and it doesn't matter which. It could be Facebook, could be whatever, X, whatever. I scroll by and oh my God, what the hell is this? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna skip all this radio station talk. I just can't. I'm not gonna cover that right now. I just can't. I'm done with that topic. I'm done with that topic with the stations getting shut down. Whatever. I could. I'm sorry. Just let me skip down here. I'm sorry. I'm skipping a whole bunch of stuff because I can't read every single thing right now. I've been out for 2 hours and 7 minutes now. Nice. Let me skip. RRT08. I really like my RSPDX2 R2. Yeah, that's the newer one. I don't have that one. Yeah, I reached out to them, but of course they didn't reply. So if maybe I could review that one, but I'm happy with my RSPDX. I'm not gonna spend. Um, I'm happy with the one I have. I'm happy. I don't see the difference between that one and the new, especially again, we go back to what I'm saying. Stations are getting less and less. So, so anyway. Yeah. Well, I just think that, anyway, I don't want to get into that. I'm going to skip that. Let me go down here. Go down here. Yeah. I'm talking about yourselves there. Let me go back up here. Hello, T Radio 1972. I don't go crazy just because someone voted differently than me. I don't have to agree with them. Is their right? The same thing exactly. It's your right to vote for whatever you vote for. What you think is the best. People vote for what they think is the best interest in the country. That's it, or whatever. And that's what I did. I voted for what I think is the best. That's it. You do you, don't you do you, I do me, and that's it. Right now, for example, New York City mayor race. We have. I don't live in New York City, but I live in Yonkers, so I could care less about it. But of course, Cuomo, who's running again, and what he did to the state of New York, horrible. But some people are gonna vote for him because that's it. And me at some point I'm gonna leave New York State because it's just horrible what they're doing to the state. It's just everything's going up and up and up and up, and this congestion pricing is horrible. Thank God I don't have to drive into New York City. But things like that, like common sense has to prevail, and that's the problem. We have no more common sense. I don't understand how people don't understand that. Common sense. It's not about your fucking feelings. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it's not an emotional thing. It's a practical thing. It's a practical thing. And we lost that. We lost that. And I'm not talking about politics, I'm talking about I'm not talking about politics, I'm talking about everything in life. Everything in life. It's just there's no more common sense. That's why with my son, yesterday was a beautiful day. We went outside and played basketball. I told him, get off the computer. You're gonna go outside. We're gonna shoot baskets. So my wife picked him up from school. We were straight. I have a basketball court in my backyard. We were out there for an hour and a half shooting baskets. Got to get them out the house. Got to get them out the house. That's the first thing you have to do. Get them out the house and play. Just be outside. Get some air. We're losing that. These people out here, they don't have no sense of reality anymore. It's sad. I'm not worried about my generation. I'm worried about, my son. My son's generation. I know some of you don't care. Some of you don't have kids. I do have kids. I got to think about that. If it wasn't about that, I could care less. If it wasn't about kids, I could care less. Because I could get on a plane and go somewhere else. That's it. And we're losing common sense, man. Yeah. Going down here. T-Ray 1902, we're better together, although Anthony's still funny. Yeah, he is funny. He's funny. He's funny. He puts his spin on things, and, he's funny. I always thought out of the two, he was the funniest. Out of the two, I always thought he was the funniest. And then XM introduced me to Ron and Fez. When I had XM, that's when I heard Ron and Fez, and I thought they were funny too. And they used to come on after them. Of course, Fez passed away a few years ago. Fez has passed away. I believe it was quite a few years ago he passed away. But I listened to some bits on YouTube. They have a stream that they play the old bits. So I listen to it there sometimes. I heard it this morning. I was listening to it this morning. And some of it was funny. So, yeah. Where am I now? So, yeah. Yeah, they were funny together. They were better together, but I think Anthony was the funnier one out of the two. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Let me see. I don't know if you're referring about this one, but I like the Facebook group on this one. There's a lot of, I just updated last night to another version. I already showed it, but you got the color screens now.
Spot the iconic Grand Central Oyster Bar. Delicious. There are plenty of fish in the sea, but none like the iconic Grand Central Oyster Bar. Go to oysterbarny.com.
In times of emergency, AM radio.
They have all these themes now, have all these color themes now, and then they also now when you change bands, the mode automatically updates. So if you go to a ham band, it automatically puts the single sideband mode, whichever one pertaining to that. whether it's lower sideband or upper sideband. It does it automatically now, and you don't have to manually be doing that. So that's a nice feature they added. There's a couple of other little things they added, but this one is the color. The color themes now. They have that. And then this radio, you got different antennas. I use this one, and it works nice with this antenna. It actually works better with this antenna on HF. It works. It works pretty good. I like this. This certain radio, once you do the firmware update, it is much more pleasant to use. Not the default, man. Not the default hard firmware is horrible. It's but when you see updated, it's fun. Like having separate antennas on it. Yeah, exactly. Down here. Okay, talking about yourselves there, and yeah. Most Max says, all of you send these stations a signal report, and they will send you a QSL card back. Yeah, it's like a trophy. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't send. I just I should do that once in a while, but I don't do that. I should do that. Maybe Radio New Zealand. I should do that. I should send them. I should see if I get a QSL. Maybe I have to write to them and see. I did pick that one up with a couple of radios recently. First, I did it with the TF6686. That was a better reception. And then I did it with the Kidosin. I was trying to do that station with this one, but indoors, even with the MLA30, it's where I'm at, it's too noisy for this radio. So I will have to try it outside. Because, of course, a radio like this, is very susceptible to, noise. So I tried it. I tried last night. I was up 3, 4 in the morning. Top of the hour, I had it on. It was just too noisy for this radio to pick up Radio New Zealand, and I had it hooked up with MLA30. It was just too noisy. So, but I did pick up medium wave station outside with this antenna, long distance station. I'll put the video I'm probably gonna be later on tonight. I'll put the video out there. The audio is not loud. It's gonna be very low because when I was recording the video with my camera, even though I had the flash off, of course the radio emits. So it was already raising the noise floor. But when I tell you that without the smartphone, this radio picked up that station clear. It was clear. And the station was 1,600 kilometers away. 1,000 miles. And this radio picked it up with the antenna. Outside. Not in here, outside. In a spot in my backyard was, more quieter. It was away from the street lights. I had it right there in that spot, and boom, it locked in that station. It was like the sweet spot in the backyard for this radio, because this radio is susceptible to and it's very directional. Like when I moved this, it was like boom, locked in. And then you go here, gone. That's how sensitive it was. It was like I had to have it right in the spot, and then you can hear the station. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes radios like this is fun, as opposed to this radio, not fun. And this is $250 when I bought it. This is $29 with the antenna. And trust me, I put this antenna on this one. I had the antenna on this one. Did not make a difference. It still was, you know. Yeah, I know the price goes up and down on it. I seen some on Amazon for $29. I see one that was like $32 with the same antenna. $32. So you said $42, yeah. So that I will keep looking. But one was I seen them as high as $42. Or I seen one that's pretty, and it was like $47. Yeah, they change. They fluctuate in price. You know, you can get it cheap on AliExpress, but you're gonna wait. I think Amazon you're gonna wait too because they're probably from the same Chinese store or whatever. But I know on Amazon I've seen some in the $20 range. I saw one I think it was about $25 and change. I don't want to open up another tab here because I'm not gonna be on that long. You know, I'm already 2 hours over. I mean 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, but I seen some for $47. $42. I will keep looking. I think I know I saw some that were $32 range. I saw one about $33, $32. The same thing. I paid $29 for this one on AliExpress, but I also use a promo code. So I brought down the price a little bit. Otherwise, it would have been over $30. It would have been probably would have been about 30. If I didn't have the promo code, I think it would have been around $35. So give or take. But I got this one for $29.72. But I had to wait forever because there was a mix-up, and it took me over a month for this ready to arrive. Yeah, so I will look at I will look at the Amazon links first because you know the refund policy is much better. The problem with AliExpress is that's the problem that I had with it. It was mine didn't arrive on time, even though they kept saying it was mine didn't arrive on time. So, but it kept saying that it was delivered, and it was not delivered. And then I requested a refund, and when I tell you that AliExpress does not give refunds, once something is shipped out, AliExpress is impossible to get a refund. They'll just go ahead and send you another one, even if it takes 2 months. They will not give you a refund, no matter how many times you appeal it or fight. Now, the Amazon, when I ask for a refund, I get it within. I usually, 99.9% of the time, I do get the refund. The only times you don't get a refund is if they want you to send the item back. Of course, in my case, I never received it, so I had to. But and that's what happened with AliExpress. That's why. Yeah. My advice to put people. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm gonna do. If it's a difference between $5 or so, just get it from Amazon. Get it from Amazon because it's peace of mind. You know, you understand? For me, I'd rather pay an extra $5, even $10 for peace of mind. I don't want to deal with, what happened with me with AliExpress. This one was a back and forth, because I didn't receive it. And I had to say, no, I didn't receive the radio. And they were trying to close it. They were trying to close out the file, the dispute. I said, no. You're gonna give me my refund. And they were like, oh no, we're gonna send you another. We just sent out another radio, and then this one had no tracking at all. And it was frustrating. So that's why I would not recommend buying from AliExpress unless you're willing to wait a month or a month and a half or whatever. And you know what? Hopefully, because they put a time limit on stuff, and I was approaching the time limit that they were not giving me a refund because it says that I received it when I didn't receive it. So I got to the point where I say, you know what, you can. I read one of my last messages to it was like, you can have my money, but I'm gonna go on YouTube and tell them how horrible this experience was. That's when I got a reply. Oh, another one is on the way. As soon as I said that about, I'm gonna because I already had screenshots of everything, and I was gonna just post everything and say, look, this is what happened to me. Even though they said, once I did that, they sent me the second one. Well, the one that they claimed got lost, and then I got this one. As soon as I left that message, within 2 weeks, I got this one. So, peace of mind, I would just get it from Amazon. At least Amazon, they have a better dispute policy, refund policy. When AliExpress, you can't trust them. I lost trust in them. After this, I lost trust in them. And I bought a few radios from them. I never had an issue. But this radio, for some reason, maybe it was that store, the store that you from inside AliExpress. I have the link to that store, and I'm gonna post it anyway eventually. And if you go to AliExpress to buy it, don't buy it from that store. Just don't buy it from that store. I wouldn't buy anything from that store. And by the way, there was a couple of other things that took forever. I noticed that that's another thing that's been happening with them. Their quality has been diminishing in terms of like sending stuff out. Sometimes I bought stuff that wasn't shipped for over 2 weeks. I bought stuff that I paid for, and 2 weeks later, not even 2 weeks, like a week later, it hasn't even been shipped yet. And I'm like, what you guys are waiting for? And a couple of them, I wound up canceling the order because it was never shipped out. So a lot of that stuff was going on too with them. There was a couple of other radios I had bought, but it was sitting there for days. I already paid for it, but it wasn't shipped out. And I'm like, what you guys are waiting for? Like it's gonna take over a few weeks to get here, and now you're taking your time just shipping it. And I think some of those practices are because they want the refund window up. There's a timeline for the refund. You're entitled to a refund. So I guess they're trying to eat up as much time as that. So by the time you receive it and you're dissatisfied with it, you're stuck with it. So that's why I cannot recommend AliExpress anymore. The quality of customer service or whatever lack of it is really bad now. So, and yeah, lots of Bubba. Hello, Robert Varner. Hope you're doing well. Well, yeah, it's not really ready. I've been having it for a few weeks. Let's see, Si4732 mini pocket radio. Of course, I bought mine with this antenna, with this donut loop antenna. Let me get away from the blocking the light there. And of course, this one is firmware upgradable. I upgraded the firmware a couple of times already, so which makes it much better. The original firmware on this is horrible. The user interface on this is horrible. The original one, With the new firmware updates, it's much better. It is so much easier to use, and it's fun. It's a little fun radio. So there you go. So hello, Robert Varner. Bubba Smack, lots of eBay direct from China, but the refund policy, game over. Yeah. But even eBay is pretty good with refund. I never had issues with eBay either when in terms of refund. Because remember, now you have eBay to back you up. So even eBay, you're okay with eBay. But AliExpress directly, I don't trust them anymore. Don't trust them with their. They actually absolutely have no refund policy. Their refund policy is we're just gonna send you another one, whether you like it or not. We'll send you another one. That's it. They really don't want to part with their money. The money that you paid for it, they don't want to part it back to you. They'd rather just try to send you another one, even if it takes 2 months to arrive. Where am I now? Bubba Smack, just found one on Amazon for $26. I'm going to buy and find out. I'm getting it in blue. Oh, cool. Yeah, they got a few colors too now. They have the white one, they have a blue one, of course, the black one, and then they have the orange one. Yeah, yeah, pretty cool. Mind Sway, hello and welcome to the chat. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Anybody, what antenna should I buy for a good AM reception? First of all, what radio you have? Can it use an external? Does it have an external? Actually, there's a couple of things. That's more generic question. You need to be more specific. Is it for indoor? You want an indoor antenna or you want an outdoor antenna? CC Radio Plus, okay. So that is why. That is the big radio. I forgot what is CC Radio Plus. Is it a big radio? Does it have an external antenna? Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Okay, yeah, that's a big one. That's the one with the big ferrite. Let me see what the antenna is at. Texan AN200. That's the loop antenna you can put next to it and you can tune it. I don't have it up here, it's upstairs. The Turk Advantage, Turk AM Advantage loop antenna with the tuning knob. You put it next to the radio, couple it with the because that radio that you're talking about, the CC Plus, that one has a good ferrite antenna already. So if you want to fine tune it a little bit, if you really want to try to DX a little bit more with it, AN200, Texan AN200, that's all you need. But that radio alone with that big ferrite should be enough. You shouldn't need but if you want yeah, AN200, Texan AN200 loop antenna right next to it. I don't know if that one has an external antenna connector. If it does have an external antenna connector, I will hook MLA30. MLA30, I for me, medium with Dixie, MLA30 is pretty good. I hooked up my little Qdosin radio with it. I hooked up my TF6686 with it. Pretty good. Because I don't know if that one has an external antenna connector. That's why. The big gray antenna, the big gray radio, the CC Plus. So unless you tell me the answer to that one, I don't know. If it has no external antenna connector, Texan AN200. The Turk Advantage AM loop is a passive loop antenna with a tuning knob. It has an external antenna connector for AM. Okay. Yeah, MLA30. MLA30. You can hook up the MLA30 outside and run a wire inside and hook it up to the AM connector. MLA30 is pretty good. IDX for the IDX medium wave on the MLA30 is pretty good. About what, $45? Amplified loop antenna. You don't have to modify it like I did. You don't have to modify it. You just need an adapter. That's all. Because I want the built-in wire is a SMA connector. So you're gonna need an SMA connector to whatever your connector is. But I would just get a Texan AN200 and use that. If you're gonna do it indoors and outdoors, AN200 antenna. You just put it next to the radio, and it has a wire to that. It has a wire with a 3.5 millimeter connector. You could connect that into a radio external input. You might need an adapter in your case. I don't know what the connector is. But if you want to have an antenna outside all the time and you're gonna have the radio inside the house, I will get an MLA30. Just get an MLA30. It'll be so much better. Also, since you're getting a shortwave radio, yeah, I will get the MLA30 then, because you can use it. I will get the MLA30 because you can use it for both AM. You can use it for medium wave and shortwave. So I will get the MLA30 antenna since you have a connector. PL330. Mindsway. For my first shortwave radio, which radio? I will get the Texan PL330. You can get that for around $45. It's shortwave. It is a nice medium wave radio also. It is also a nice FM DXing radio. And it also has single sideband. So I will get the Texan PL330. That's what I will get. Now, if you don't care about single sideband, then I will get the Qdosin DX286. But that's a little more pricier. I'm going to say get the PL330. Texan PL330. I don't have that radio. I have the 660. I bought mine years ago. But if I was looking for a first shortwave radio right now, and a lot of people will agree with me because they love that radio, is the PL330. Texan PL330. Let me bring it up over here. Let me go over here. I'm going to just let me just type it in here. Texan. Oh, PL3. Okay, here we go. Let me just put it in because I'm getting all these other stuff. I don't want to get all that other stuff. I don't want to put you. Let me see. Amazon. Amazon is $84. Wow. Yeah, I will shop around for this one, but I'll show you the AliExpress price. Here you go. Let me bring this thing up here. Texan PL330. Okay. And yeah, I will. If this was my first shortwave radio, I will get this one. It's a good price, and you have yeah, you have long wave. You have and let me see. You're located in Palm Beach, yeah. So this radio, of course, I'm medium wave. You'll be listening to Cuba. You'll be listening to Cuba. No problem. Cuban, medium wave. You may get the Bahamas on medium wave. When I was in Florida with my SDR, I was picking up, of course, Texas stations. All the way up here to New York. I was listening. Yeah. So. Yeah, this radio is a DXer. Yeah, bandwidth setting here. This one has it's pretty good. It's a nice radio. A lot of people are happy with this radio. I don't have this radio because I have other radios that but You got the ETM scan. You got single sideband. Yeah, Elmer has this radio too, by the way. There you go. So Elmer recommends this radio also. So yeah, PL330. Because I have the 660. If I didn't have the 660 and I didn't have the SHZ and D808, I would have had this radio. I would have bought this radio. So this radio came out later on. I definitely would. This is the radio I recommend for the price. Shop around. You can go to Ananco. That's another where you get a good price. This radio on Amazon is a little more pricier, so I would look around. We try to get it around $50 or so, or that's a very good price, $45.81. Has a nice display. No, you don't need to get small speakers for it. It sounds pretty good. You don't need small speakers for it. This sounds pretty good. It has nice sound to it. From what other videos I've seen on this radio, it's pretty good. You don't need small speakers with it. You can hook that up. You can hook that one up with a long piece of wire. I think this one comes. Does it? I think when you buy the kit right here. Oh yeah, it comes with the wire right here. Look. Where is it at? Does it come with the antenna? No, it doesn't come with the. Oh no, it doesn't come with the antenna. So it comes with earbuds, charging cable, a battery. You can hook this up with a long piece of wire. MLA30. All right, MLA30. Let me see the. You want to hook it up with MLA30. It's pretty good. I have the 660 and I paid a lot more for it. This one was not out. But I would have bought this one instead. Because it's smaller. I like it. It's a little smaller. Pretty much does the same thing as a 660. I like the form factor. It's smaller. Nice. I will recommend this one. But that's going to be your first shortwave radio. Yeah. You're going to be happy with this one. All right, Mindsway. I hope I answered your question. Elmer agrees with me that this is your first shortwave receiver without breaking the bank, and you get single sideband and all that. That is you got everything in this one. Let me see what else. So I got 2 hours and 43 minutes in the books. Local time is 5:02. Okay. Yeah, so 8 seconds of recommendation. It is a perfect first radio that you can grow into. Exactly. The more you learn, the more you use it, and all the features. It has a lot of features on it. It's going to be a learning curve, especially like the single sideband. Once you learn the bands, because this one you can listen to ham radio bands, you can listen to utility stations, not only shortwave broadcast stations, but this one you can listen to utility stations and amateur radio. You can listen to ham radio. That's why I like this one. And, you got single sideband. It does all. You can listen to all of that. You're welcome, Mindsway. So let me read. Hello, Paul. VT Radio Paul AA1, as you checking in for Northern Vermont. I took the day off for 3 doctor's appointment. Okay, cool. Hope you didn't have no problem. I know no, anyway, I don't want to mention that. Anyway, hope you're okay. Overtime, no small speakers needed. Maybe a big external speaker for sit and listen with other people in the room. Okay. Yeah. And Elmer says, very little at this moment. Expecting gusts up to 60 miles per hour in a few hours. Yeah, I hate wind gusts over here. There's a couple of trees here nearby that I'm really, and they're not on my property, they're on the city side, outside my property. And I actually wish they could cut those trees down at this point. Mine's way. I'm trying to buy everything again. I was living in upstate New York, then I lost everything, and now living in here in Florida. I'm sorry to hear that you lost everything. But man, I wish I was in Florida. Well, I used to visit my sister-in-law in Florida, and but then she moved to Indiana. They bought a house in Indiana, and they moved so. And we was very close to moving to Florida a few years ago, but it looks like that's not gonna happen. So, but anyway, you're in a better state. The direction that the state is going into is, especially with this governor. Oh my God, she's horrible. We got horrible leadership over here in New York. Anyway, I'm gonna digress from that. Bubba's back. I wonder if the R108. Is any good. I have the R108. The R108 is a nice little radio. Remember when the R108 came out, this one was not out. The R108 has airband, but it does not have single sideband. Oh, that's nice. You get to see Mar-a-Lago every day. Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. Wow, that's nice. You live in a nice area. Okay, pretty cool. So the R108 came out before this radio. This radio, I had the R108. I bought it. I like the radio. It is a nice little radio. It does not have single sideband though. At this point, I'd rather buy this radio than the R108, only because this radio has single sideband and has a couple of more. I like it has more. Other. It had the I believe the sync detection, which can be useful, I guess. But the R108 has no single sideband, none. But the R108 used to be around this price, and then it dropped the price. It's a lot cheaper now. I mean, I like it. I haven't, but the R109 I will stay away from. Yeah, no single sideband. The R109 I will stay from because that one, at least the R108. I like the R109 for the audio. It sounds better, but it overloads. But they're nice little, like you said, Elmer. They're hiking radios. They're nice, but I would get this one. This is from what everybody told me. This is much better. I can tell you, I don't even own it, but when all the reviews that I see and everybody says it, this radio is better than both of those two. The 108 and the 109. All right. Yeah, so no single sideband is a no-go. Okay, there you go. Yeah, the 108 and the 109 is no single sideband. As a matter of fact, SH Data, the only SH Data radio that has single sideband is the D808. The D808 is the only radio that SH Data has that has single sideband. All right. VT Radio. I'm okay. I had AFib attack. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. In February, followed by kidney stone in March. Had some tests today. Things are looking very good. Okay. Oh, sorry to hear that, my friend. Thoughts and prayers for you, my brother. It's hard. Wow. My brother, the one that lives in the Bronx, had a stroke a few weeks ago. He had a stroke. It was they call it a mini stroke. So he has I think a little speech. A little speech damage was in the speech. So now he's rehabbing. It's real when you get older. There's our mind thinks that when things come up, I think about that all the time. Like I said yesterday, I was outside with my son shooting baskets. As we get older, we got to think about that. Yeah. My home station is 1290 WNJO. Not sure if you heard of them. Well, when I was staying in Florida, I was in Central Florida. I was near Orlando. That's where I was at when I was staying there. I was near Orlando, so I was up. I was further up. So, I have a couple of videos on that. When I was in Florida, I made band scans. Up there. And if you go to my channel and you go to my you look at my Florida videos, you'll see. And I made like shortwave band scan. I made an FM band scan too, I believe. So, yeah. I heard a few stations from Texas. I couldn't get any Mexican stations. I probably should have, but I didn't get any. So, yeah. WNJO. Right now I'm not listening to it, but yeah, I listen to him once in a while. Because I listen to WABC here. So right now, let me see. Right now I would have been listening to I listen to WABC more. He's on WOR here in New York. So in New York he's on WOR. Sometimes I go back. Sometimes I listen to 970 The Answer too. I go there sometimes, once in a while. I used to listen to the 970 a lot. And then I went over to ABC. Now I listen to ABC quite a bit. WOR, I listen to it sometimes. Like 970, I used to listen to The Sage. You know what I'm talking about? The Sage. The Sage from South Central. And then he ran for governor of California, and he was off the air for a while. And then, of course, he tried to run for president. The Sage. But I listen to all that. Yeah, I listen to all that. That's why I love the AM band. I know some people poo-poo the AM band. Yeah, I know he used to be on ABC. They all moved around. He used to be on ABC, then he moved to WOR. I used to listen to Michael Savage, and then he eventually went off the air. Now he's doing podcasting. Yeah. So my home station is W. Okay, so yeah, I'm not familiar with WNJO, but 1290. Maybe one day I can pick that one up. But one more time, the PL330 is 5 times better than the R108. Yeah, I agree. 330, yeah, I agree. Yeah, listen to Sean Hannity. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, how we call? I have the app that I listen to him on the app because I don't get any. He's on WRKO in Boston. I know how he calls on WRKO, I believe, in Boston, right? But I listen to how he call on the app. I have an app that I have all those stations in there, so I'm familiar with Howie Carr. I like Howie Carr. I love Howie Carr, and you can see Howie Carr on Rumble. He's on Rumble. He also does Facebook Live, but he's on Rumble. So if you want to watch, if you want to listen to Howie Carr, I will go to Rumble. And that's why I usually, sometimes I'm in there and I'm in the chat, and he's on now. Howie Carr's on around this time. I believe it's from 3 to 7. But I think now he cut down his hours because now he lives in Florida. He lives in Florida now, Howie Carr. He moved from Massachusetts. I don't blame him. He got tired of another crazy state, Massachusetts. So now he lives in Florida. So he does his radio show from Florida, Howie Carr. So I think he's from 3 to 6 now. I think 3 to 6 or 3 to 7. I forgot. Or 4 to, because, it's also, what's her name? The co-host. I forgot her name. Grace Curley. Right? Oh, yeah. But yeah, Howie Carr. Yeah, he's funny. I like Howie Carr. Yeah, I listen to Howie Carr. Howie Carr, yeah. I'm glad you brought up Howie Carr. I'm like, Margo. He's funny. Okay, Howie Carr's from 2 to 6, and then Grace Curley was cut 2 hours, noon to 2. Okay. So yeah, so you know how about Howie Carr too. Okay. Because I have the app. That's how I get Howie Carr. I have the app. I have the there's an app called Talk Right, and he's in there. So I have the yeah. So let me see where I'm at. Yeah. RRT08 batteries plus stores. I have the battery for the PL330. Yeah, it's the BL5C, whatever it's called. I forgot. It's right here. Right here. Yeah, the BL5C. Yeah, that battery is quite common. You can buy. Amazon. You buy 2-pack. It was like $7. I bought a pack of 2 of them. $7. I paid like $7 on Amazon. So they're pretty cheap. They're very inexpensive. So the battery for that is the BL5C. Yeah. Mind Sway, Rush Limbaugh was also on WABC. Yeah, he was. True Rating 1922. WJNO is similar to WOR. They're both iHeart Talk station. Okay, it's good to know. Okay. And yeah. Yeah, he did. Rush had a quite powerful radio show. Yeah. Yeah, one time he was a very But it changed. It did change radio in a way because syndication. If I remember, I think he was one of the first. I think he was one of the first to be syndicated nationwide. Like there was a time where I think even before Howard, even before Howard Stern, I believe. Yeah, it is an old Nokia battery. Yeah, I was gonna say that before, but I didn't want. You plucked it out of my mind. So I think he was one of the biggest to I think he was one of the first ones to really syndicate in terms of. I mean, there've been others, but I think he was like the biggest. I don't think he was the first. He was like the biggest, you know, because there's some that was like, for example, there's some that was syndicated. Like, for example, like I remember. Well, no, actually, he goes further back than Leo Laporte. Like Leo Laporte on tech, but Leo Laporte is more like West Coast. Is a regional, kind of like Midwest, West Coast. Actually, more West Coast regional. Um, like another one I remember was Jimbo Hannon. He was more Midwest. I'm gonna say Midwest to West Coast. Like in the East Coast. I could. He wasn't local. I would pick him up through DX, Jimbo Hannon, or the app. I would later on the app. Of course, before he passed away a few years ago. Jimbo Hannon passed away a few years ago, and then who took over that now at night? It was Rich Valdez took over that. So now it's Rich Valdez. And he took over for Jimbo Hannon. I used to listen to Jimbo Hannon a lot. DXing. I would tune one of these stations. I would hear Jimbo Hannon. Jimbo 1-800. Yeah, Jimbo. Of course, I would hear him through the app. So, yeah. But I think Rush was the first one that was coast to coast. Like big syndication, coast to coast. Before that, it was more regional. And then it was Howard. Like by the turn of millennium, like 99, 2000, then it was Howard. But he still was. I don't think he was still bigger than. I think Rush was still big in terms of number of stations. Yeah. And then Leo retired, and then I don't know what. I think he retired, and then he supposedly he came back to radio. Of course, he has his podcast, which I used to watch. I stopped watching it years ago because he married that crazy woman Lisa. I used to watch Twit TV a lot, but then he married that woman. Or I don't even know they're married. Did they get married? I don't know. I know that he was cheating on his wife with her, and she. I could have told you when you look at Lisa, she looks fucking crazy. Sorry, I'm gonna say it. Leo Laporte, when he hooked up with that Lisa woman, and she became like the CEO of Twit, you just one good look at her eyes, and you can tell she's a. Sorry. Hour number 3. Yeah, she's looks batshit crazy. So she ran that fucking network into the ground. She is crazy. That's Lisa, right? Lisa, Leo Laporte's. Yeah, when I guess. Listen, yeah, Rich on Tech. Okay, replace Leo Laporte. Yeah, okay, Rich on Tech. But yeah, she is crazy. 'Cause, and then of course she tweeted a whole bunch of stuff like, like the worst thing she tweeted was after the. That's when he lost a lot of people. She tweeted that the assassination attempt on Trump in Pennsylvania. So she tweeted that too bad the guy missed. She tweeted something crazy awful. And that's when a lot of people left. A lot of people said this, because I know Leo. I know Leo was. You see, the thing about Leo, I always knew he was lefty. I didn't care. I didn't care. That's the difference between me and another. I didn't care about that, because back then I didn't care about that stuff. But then the wife, she took it to a whole nother level. She took it to a whole nother level. And she really ran that shit to the ground. Yeah, she ran that shit to the ground. Yeah, but Leo would never say something like that, but she did. She posted that shit. I was like, what the? And that's when she lost. I was already gone because the direction of the thing was going. I didn't like the direction. It was getting. It was. What happened with Twitch? They expanded too many things. A lot of it was not unwatchable. Like This Week in Law. Like, who cares about that stuff? This Week in Law. Ham Nation. I'm sorry, Ham Nation is boring. It is boring. I appreciate the fact that he tried to, when he got his license and all that. That was pretty cool. But then I try to watch Ham Nation. It's just boring. It was boring. And I tried. Believe me, I tried to watch all those things. It's just boring. And then, of course, she had to put her 2 cents in everything. And she drove that fucking network into the ground. And then, of course, she posted that shit. I was like, wow, this woman is fucking nuts. Yeah, I mean, may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace, but it was boring watching that stuff. They try to make it sound. There's some things that you just can't. There's some things that you can't make it exciting. You just, and they try to make it like, I don't know what they were thinking when they started that. By the way, it's still around today. Ham Nation is still around. Is what's his name? Is it Joshua? Whatever his name is, a big YouTube guy. He's part of the crew now. But I can't watch that stuff. I can't watch that. Just can't. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like watching golf. Perfect nap time show. Yeah, it was. It was And even tech at some point it gets boring. Even tech gets boring after a while. You gotta understand that back in the 90s, it was cool to build your own PC. Microphone's over here. I'm talking over there. The microphone's right here. It was cool back in because I did it. I remember building my own PCs. You go to the computer show or you go to the computer store. You buy the motherboard. You have a budget. and you build your own PCs, right? You build your own PCs. You're like, I want to hook up this video card. I want this motherboard. I want this processor. Case and everything. After a while, by the time we got to about 2000, the millennium, 2001, 2002, it's not a big deal to build a PC. It was cheaper to buy a PC than build one. Remember, it was cheaper to build one than buy a standalone PC. It was cheaper to build one. It was cool. And then that loses its novelty after 2000 and whatever, early 2000. Now you can buy a PC. Now you can buy a little micro. You can get a little micro PC for nothing. A little micro PC for nothing that could run Windows 11. And it don't cost much. It don't cost much. A few $100s, a couple of $100. You shop around, $300, whatever. You got a nice little fast PC. Yeah, difficult decision was the size of floppy drive. I would put both. I had some that I had the 5 1/4 or the combo drive. Remember the combo drive? I had a combo drive. It got the 5 1/4 and the 3 1/2. I had that one. I had a combo drive. But that, when you get to 2025 right now, it's not that exciting. Tech is not that exciting now. In terms of computing. As my opinion. That's only my opinion, But I think that tech back then it was more exciting. It was more exciting. We kind of spoiled now. Now everybody has high-speed internet. Everybody at least has cable or fiber. Nobody's on dial-up anymore. Not even, who's on DSL now? Nobody's on DSL. I'm pretty sure everybody here is on cable. If you're watching my live stream, you got to be on cable or on fiber or 5G wireless, right? Ain't nobody coming on YouTube on DSL. I don't think so. Watching 4K videos. You ain't watching 4K videos on DSL. I'm sorry. Either you on cable or you on fiber or Starlink, or 5G. 5G. So that's another thing. That's why Twit Network kind of like, okay, everything has everything has a shelf life. It kind of, it was great in the early 2000s, but it outlived its usefulness, And I used to download podcasts like crazy. I used to watch the Tech Guy, all those things. But now I can't watch that anymore. It's like boring now because it's like we got outgrew that stuff, and everybody now has everybody has tons of storage, right? I have in here 128 gig storage. I have 128 gig in this phone, right? 128 gig plus I got 128 gig card. So I got 256 gigs. 256 gigs of storage in here. Right? A quarter terabyte. I got a quarter terabyte on that phone of storage. Things change, man. It's crazy. It's 4K, 4K on this one. It's crazy. And that too, you can pay, monthly subscription for extra space. Yeah, I don't even need that. I got rack service behind me. I got rack mounts behind me. I have one that has 8 terabytes. I have a few of them. I'll have all my storage behind me on a rack mount. I got a few servers behind me. So you go to my tech channel, you see the setup that I have. It's on my tech channel. Well, I added a new server a few months ago, but yeah, if you go to my tech channel, you can see the server rack there, and my connection, my gigabit fiber. My son is really playing upstairs. He's running around. He's having fun. Yeah. All right. Take care, BT Radio. Take care, my friend. I'm jumping out. I'm jumping back and forth here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know Leo is. Yeah, I saw a few months ago. I saw that when he moved in. Yeah, because they lost the studio and all that. So now he's doing the podcast from his attic. Yeah, T Radio 1992. Oh, I remember that. That's just crazy. Yeah, she's nuts. She posted that. I mean, that's why I don't understand these people. They really just like Elon. This guy's a genius. I don't care what people say about Elon. He's a genius. If you're a geek like I am, you gotta appreciate this man genius, being a genius. Forget about the electric vehicles. Yeah, that's whatever. I'm talking about SpaceX. I'm talking about Starlink. I'm talking about Neuralink. I think that's the name of the company, Neuralink. The brain chip. He's trying to put the chip in the brain. He's trying to with the chip in your brain, he's trying to make people walk again. Like people that have, spinal injuries, whatever, you name it. People that are paralyzed, he's trying to make them walk. People that are blind, he's trying to make them see. Like, how can you not love that? How can you hate a person that's trying to do all this stuff? But since he's affiliated with one particular person, on something they hate him. It's sickening. The man is a national treasure. Elon Musk, he's a national treasure. Nobody couldn't go up there other than Russians to get those 2 astronauts. And he did it. Nobody else couldn't do it. NASA had no answer to bring them down. They were fumbling around. Boeing messed up. And Elon said, you know what? You want me to get them? At first, they told him no because, of course, they didn't want to, so he had to wait till now. And he said, okay, can I go up there and get them? Trump said, go ahead, go get them. Go get them. Please bring them down. And bring them down. Like, how can you hate a man like that? I don't understand that. Even as a geek. But, it is what it is. People just, wow. Mine's way. You can't blame it in California. I know, but still, yeah. Because I always knew that Leo was, out there a little bit. That's fine, I didn't care about that. I never cared about that stuff. Yeah, I know. I had the combo drive. That's what I had. I had the floppy drive that had the 5 1/4 and the 3 1/2. They call it a combo drive. I had that. That's what I had. And then I had a zip drive. I had that too. I had a zip drive. That didn't last long. Zip drive. I used to get what they call the click of death. You put in that zip disk, and when you hit click, 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 that's it. All your data's gone. Forget about it. 100 megabyte. The first one that came out with 100 megabyte floppy, looked like it was a floppy. 100 megabyte. I'm like, yeah, man, I got all this storage for my wares. And then I would put stuff there and gone. And then the CD-ROM came out. And then the CD burner right after that. My first CD burner was a Plexstar. It was I think it was a 2X burner. I think I paid like $200 for it at a computer show. Yeah, I think it was. I think I paid like $200 at a computer show. Plexstar. When it first came out, it was like $400. I remember, but I waited. And I said, I'm gonna wait, and then I bought mine for like $200 at a computer show. I used to go to the computer show. You got to pay. I used to go to the county center over here in Westchester County. You got to pay like a $6 fee to go in, and they have all these tables. It's like like a ham fest, except it's for computers. And you buy all your computer stuff there. So I picked up that Plexstar. I was like, man, I started ripping CDs with music and all that stuff. MP3s from Napster, MP3s from BearShare, LimeWire. I used to get a lot of music from LimeWire. A lot. I think that was the most I got. I think LimeWire was the one that I got the most because Napster. By the time I got hooked, I started. By the time I got to Napster, it was already too popular, and they got shut down. Metallica took them to court. It was Metallica. Metallica went after them. That was the first big, and they got shut down. That was the end of Napster. They took a lot of heat for that Metallica. I didn't care. I don't care about that. I still have their CDs. I have a lot of Metallica CDs. I bought a lot. I love Metallica. I haven't heard Metallica in a while, man. Wow. I got CDs right there on the shelf. Metallica. So they went after Napster. So I didn't download Metallica because I already had. I bought all this. Pretty much every album they ever came out with. I have. So I was just buying the CDs. So I didn't care about the whole thing. So, but yeah, they went after them. That was the end of Napster. Don't fuck with Metallica, boy. They got shut down after that. And then it was just peer-to-peer stuff like BearShare. Right? I think that was the right after Napster, it was BearShare. Because that's what somebody put me on there. I was like, man, they shut down Napster. Where am I gonna get my? I've never heard of BearShare. I was like, no. Another geek. He told me. He put me on BearShare. I was like, so I tried BearShare for a while. It was okay. Then somebody came out with LimeWire. No, Kazaa. It was Kazaa. Yeah. Not LimeWire. LimeWire came after that. No, it was it was BearShare, right? BearShare. It was BearShare. We're talking about 1990. What? 97? Right? It was BearShare. Somebody told me, put me on BearShare, but BearShare was okay. But then it was Kazaa. Kazaa was the one that, because people were downloading video. I was like, what? Movies and stuff like that, clips, all that stuff. Video, you know what I'm talking about. Video. I ain't gonna say it. You know what I mean. Video. Everything, because I had documents, right? Got documents, of course, audio, MP3, and I have video. It had video. I had video, man. I was like, I believe my thing was running 24/7, downloading everything. I was queued up. I was queued up, man, like this, waiting. Cause and then they got shut down. They got shut down. There was another one called Sherzah. That was another one, Sherzah. But Kazaa, that was the big one. That was a big one, Kazaa for. I think maybe not even a year, like a year, and then boom, they got really big and then dead. And then you had LimeWire. LimeWire. This is before the torrents, the BitTorrent and all that. This is straight file sharing. Because remember, torrent is different. Torrent is like it's like bits from different people. Because I was direct, like my computer direct to somebody else's computer, just like that. That was the way, But then what happened? A couple of people got caught sharing a lot of stuff, and then they started doing the torrent. So it was like decentralized. In other words, you get one bit of file from this guy, you get one bit from this guy. So that was the next evolution of file sharing. Was so after LimeWire, right? That was that's still peer-to-peer. And then the torrent stuff. Of course, the first one was BitTorrent, right? BitTorrent. And then you had uTorrent. And then you had I know FrostWire does torrent. And they had one called FrostWire for the Mac. What's the other one? There's another one for the Mac. I forgot what it's called. It's something Azure, or something like that. I forgot the name of it. That one was pretty. I had that one too. And you go to these torrent sites and you click on the link. Once you get the torrent file, and that's it. And I started downloading oh my god, albums in FLAC. You ever heard of that format called FLAC? That's basically not compressed. It's the what they call it, lossless. It's not compressed. So those files are huge. That's the raw. Like when you rip a CD, if you rip a music CD, right, into MP3, what it does, it compresses it, right? And so you lose some of the original. But with FLAC, it's the same. They call it FLAC, FLAC. FLAC is, so you take a CD and you rip it into FLAC. That's the original music into the original. It's a huge file though. They're huge. So one song can be like a gigabyte or some ridiculous. I mean, like the album. I'm talking about the album. Excuse me, not the song. Like a whole album was like a gig. So I started downloading FLAC, man, and that thing started filling up my drive like crazy. And yeah, so that was a big one, FLAC. And then a friend of mine, they went after him. Like the ISP, they gave him a warning, and then they told him, "You downloading too many stuff. We're gonna cancel we're gonna close your cable internet." So I was like, that's when I was like, yeah, you know what, I need to slow down. Then I stopped. But they don't go out. They didn't go after a lot of users. A few users they went after, but I think the people that they went after more is the people that were sharing it, and that's what I think I never did. I never really shared too many files. As soon as I download the file, I would take the files out of that share folder, And I only had like one file that, the same one that I'm downloading is the one I'm sharing to. And that's it. I never let my folder get really big and share everything. I didn't play that because I didn't want people to, you know. And some people say that when you share more, you get more back. Whatever. I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait a little longer and then put a spotlight on my account with too many share files. That was the trick. You don't share too many stuff, nobody's gonna bother you. But if you start sharing everything, yeah, oh my God, this guy is cool. He share everything, but you gotta have people knocking on your door. Sir, man, we noticed you've been sharing quite a few files, and that's how they get you when you start sharing too much. And me, I would download stuff, and that's it. Take it out of the share folder right away. Yeah. Man, this is now it's like now it's like all these speeds now. And mind you, I remember Napster. I was doing that on dial-up. Imagine downloading a song on dial-up. I remember Napster was on dial-up. It was on dial-up, yeah, Napster. 28.8. No, 56. I said 28. 56K. All right. 56K. And then what happened after 56K? DSL. Yeah, because I didn't get ISDN. I went straight from dial-up to DSL. And it was 1.5. I didn't even do the 256. I didn't do none of that. I went straight to 1.5 megabit per second. Ooh, 1.5 megabit per second. Ooh. With a company called Ace DSL. I tried Verizon DSL and it sucked. It sucked. It was always having issues. The modem. So I said I tried a company called Ace DSL. It was a small company. They still rented the line from the Verizon, but they use a different modem, and it was a static IP. It was it was a static IP, which was cool. So I was paying like $50 a month. I had 1.5 megabit per second speed with a static IP. I remember that. And I started messing around. I actually hosted a small web server. I had a couple of sites in there, but it wasn't even AC. What is it? ADSL, right? ADSL is like upload speed is faster than the download. No. Download speed is 1.5 megabit, but your upload speed is like nothing. It's like what is it? 1.5 megabit per second. But your download speed was like 128K. Your upload speed was like 128K. And then you had SDSL, which is symmetric. And that's like today we have fiber, right? Upload and download at the same speed. That's why you could do 4K streaming now, because you need the upload speed to be fast. So SDSL was more expensive. SDSL was like that time for 1.5 megabit on both up and down. That was like $200 something, like almost $300. I remember. I was like, nah, I can't afford that. So 1.5 megabit per second back in 1998. Host a small web server. He was the man. Yeah, like a T1. It's the same speed as a T1. 1.5 megabit per second. I remember for T1 is 1.5. But a T1 was, I thought about getting a T1, but T1 was way expensive. A T1 would have cost me, the same company, HDSL had T1, but they were way expensive. It was, oh my God, it was ridiculous. Yeah, I'm going to sign off in a few minutes. I've been out for 3 hours. I already met my quota for today. I'm just babbling here a few more minutes. I'm trying to gobble up all these viewing hours. I'm way over the threshold now. I wasn't a month ago. I was under the threshold for viewing hours. Now I made it up these past 3 weeks, so I'm good now. Yeah, James, my friend had a T1 line in his house. Yeah, I wanted a T1 so badly, but because I was paying for web hosting with another company. I was paying, web hosting. How I would have had a T1, I would have had web hosting at home. I would have been hosting my servers at home. Because I was renting. First of all, I started when I did web hosting. I had rented just web hosting, basic web hosting. Then you rent the server, right? You rent the server. That's what I was doing. I was renting a server. I was paying like most of the time. Sometimes I got cheaper and cheaper as I think around that time I was paying about $99 a month for a web server hosted. I was hosting a lot of websites. Some of them were I already mentioned it, and I mentioned it on hour 3, whatever. Some of them were, advertising banners for, let's just say, for the dating types, dating sites, you want to call it that. They make, back then you make some good money if you had a lot of traffic to your websites and you had these ads, So, yeah. And but then by 2006, I was 10 years. I was 10 years. I was running websites and all that, web hosting. Sites, ads, a lot of banner ads, a lot of affiliate marketing. I did it for 10 years. But by 2000, when it hit around 2008, because of video, that killed a lot of that. Because now people were doing it with video, and at that time I wasn't. I didn't catch on to the whole YouTube thing in the early days. So I finally, closed up shop, so to speak. It wasn't viable anymore to have a static. So that's what they call Web 1.0. Then you have Web 2.0, which is this. This is Web 2.0, what we have now. Web 3.0 is what you see now with crypto, decentralized stuff. That's 3.0. This is Web 2.0. So I was still doing Web 1.0 in early 2000. So it was not, it was already, when you can go to a YouTube site and watch stuff. When I mean by YouTube site, I'm not going to say it here because I don't want to but you know what I mean. They can get stuff like that for free instead of going through a site like mine where I had the ad banner and then they will go there and sign up and then I will get a commission, no more. Now it's like, forget it. Now you can watch live stuff. And that's what happened. That killed all the sites that we used to, from the mid 90s up to the early 2000s. That killed all of that. The YouTube, type sites. There's a famous one. There's always, but I'm not gonna mention it here. You know what I'm talking about. And that's what happened. That killed all those. And I had sponsors. Like, I'm gonna call it Friend Finder. You can fill in the other part. That was one of my biggest sponsors, was Friend Finder. So I would put those Friend Finder, ads and all that, and live stuff. And you made some good money. You make some good money, People sign up for that stuff. I need more minutes. They sign up. But now we don't. Now we have Instagram and all that. You know. Of course, now they have what they call OnlyFans. Everybody in their business has an OnlyFans account now. What's her name? The one from The Sopranos. Remember what's her name? Drea Di Matteo. She has an OnlyFans page. She has an OnlyFans page. Estimates is that she's making more money on OnlyFans than she did with The Sopranos. If you believe that. You know how big The Sopranos was, right? So she's making more money on OnlyFans than she did with The Sopranos. Check that out. That's how big OnlyFans is. There's a lot of these celebrities go to OnlyFans and put a few pictures up, put a couple of videos up, and people pay for that stuff, boy. Whew. It's nuts. I thought she was making big money in The Sopranos. The Sopranos is big. That was the biggest for HBO. That was pretty big for a long time. And she's making more money from that than when she was an actress with The Sopranos. And she was there for a while. Remember, that was what's her name? What was the character? I forgot the name, the character's name. Oh my God. Somebody refresh my memory. She was Christopher's girlfriend. Then she got whacked. Remember they caught her, and then she was an informant for the FBI, and then they finally found out, and then she got whacked. Oh my God, what the hell? Jesus Christ, Danny. My mind is going blank on this one right now. No, I don't want to Google it right now. I don't want to Google it because I don't know. No, I gotta Google it on my phone. Better yet, I'll tell you right now in a minute. Give me a minute. I gotta check that message. So somebody called me, left a message. Can we go? She played the role. Adriana. Yeah, that was her name, Adriana. Okay. Yeah, Adriana. You see? There you go. So she was Adriana in The Sopranos. So now she's making more money on OnlyFans than she ever did with The Sopranos. That's nuts. Bubba Smack, lots of good LNAs on Tindy. What is Tindy? What is Tindy? I mentioned Tindy. I'm like, what is Tindy? Elmer Time, yeah, welcome to AOL. Yeah, I had AOL. I had a couple of ISPs. The first ISP I had was first internet service provider that was not AOL type was Netcom. I had Netcom, and then I tried Prodigy. I was on Prodigy. I don't even remember Prodigy. And then I tried CompuServe, but I didn't like it. And then AOL blew up. Everybody had to get an AOL because of the the chat rooms. AOL was Prodigy was okay. They had a few chat rooms, but not AOL. AOL because AOL marketing was crazy. You had to get on AOL. if you wanted to just chat. Oh, okay, and Tindy independent makers. Okay, if you wanted to chat and whatever, AOL, and then you will get the mail. You got mail. You got mail. Oh, when you are, you want to, you get an instant message. You will hear that chime, that ding, ding. Oh my God. AOL. And then there was like uh utilities that you could use it with AOL. I had one called AOL. And I was one of those people that in the chat room I would write like the the scrolling, the artwork in the chat. And of course you get kicked out for that stuff. So I would do I got booted for scrolling. They call it scrolling. So I would run a program. There's a program you run with it. And I picked the design that I want, and it was the whole thing. So I would have like a Bart Simpson image, but it would use all the ASCII. The ASCII. I would draw a picture of Bart Simpson saying like, "Don't mess with my Butterfinger" or something, something funny. And then I get reported, and then of course I would get kicked off AOL. Things like that. They had all these different tools. They had one like, for example, when you're chatting with someone and he annoys you, right? What you do is you will send them you will send them a message, but it will flood his message to the point where it kicks him offline. So if somebody in the chat will like annoy me a lot, they call it like they have several words for it. And it was like a chat bomb. They call it like a chat bomb or something like that. So you will send a message to that person, not you. It does anonymous stuff, and you see the person all of a sudden he disappears. You knock them offline. They literally get disconnected because you send them so many packets. So sometimes you be chatting with someone, and some annoying person's in the chat, and you're like, okay, you want to, I will tell them, okay, you want to fuck around? All right, I got you. You want to fuck around? You're gonna find out now. So I was running at that person, and all suddenly they disappear. And then they will come back, and you run it again. Oh my God, yo, it used to be bad. And then of course, I guess they found out that it was me that was doing it, and then of course I got kicked. That was my AOL account again. I think I got kicked off like a few times. I had to sign up with different accounts, make a new account. We used to call AOL, yeah, AOL. There was AOL. Prodigy had one called Prod Hell, Prod Smack, Prod Smack, AOL. Yeah, that was the biggest one, AOL. It was like it had a whole bunch of stuff in there. It had the scrolling tool. It had a whole bunch of stuff. It was funny. Those were the good old days. Now we take that stuff for granted now. All this high speed stuff now we have. Because when you send packets to somebody on dial-up, it literally kicks them off. You're sending a lot of packets. It kicks them off. They get disconnected, literally disconnected. Yeah. All right, take care. Yeah, I already said, man. Steven mentioned to take care. Have a good day, everybody. 73. In Colorado, RRT in Colorado, local towns have put fiber for internet. So in my parents have 100 megabit down and up. Okay. Yeah, 10D for all things radio gadgets and antennas. I have to look into that. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off to Bubba. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody, thank you for stopping by. Time for your net. Okay. KR9RK Happy Hour Net. Take care. Yeah, we have one here on Thursdays. So one here locally. All right. Anyway, take care, everybody. I've been on for almost 4 hours. Wow. 3 hours and 50 minutes. So everybody, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. You have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.